to mankind, we're rising once more. The Hydra is coming to settle the score. They are coming for you, we are coming for them. We're the AXI and we're here to defend.
As the jump drive hums, we're heading out, hear the battle drums. Carrier drops in these war-torn grounds, the sky is filled with a deafening sound. Loadouts checked, our nerves are tight, it's chaos out there, but we're ready to fight. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder, canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few, is this fight too much for us to break through? Swarm comes to play, heal the world, systems start to fail. They're closing in fast, their strength prevails. Too many to count, and far too strong. This might be the end, we may not have long. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through? With a fire, a light breaks through. We look to each other, we know what to do. Training kicks in, we form our ranks. Together we stand, there's no turning back. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through?
Greetings, Commanders, and glory to mankind. Welcome to Clash of the Heavyweights. I'm here with a number of friends of Xenostrike Force who are cheering along in Discord, or teasing me, or making fun of me, or whatever it's going to end up being. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you everybody for being on YouTube, following this live challenge of the two heavyweights, of the human fleet and of the Thargoid fleet. The build I just pinned in the chat, it is a very weird version of the Panther Mk2 with 1,024 tons of storage. We have just loaded, which by the way was a project in and of itself because the transfer interface is massively bugged, but we eventually managed to load 1,000 tons of meta alloys, which are commercially worth 8 billion credits, as they're commercially worth 8 million each. Some people say they're worth 3 million because they're selling 2 at a time in Daciat. If you want to buy these by bulk and fill that order in any reasonable amount of time, my experience is you got to pay 8 million for them, and that's how I filled up on them. But maybe I overpaid, so maybe it's a little less than 8 billion, but call it 5, call it 8. It's still a fleet carrier worth of cargo. And yes, it is a do or die. There is no waking out. Once the battle begins, it's one of the two walks away, and the other one doesn't. And it's going to be the Hydra, or is it going to be this super loaded down version of a Panther Mk2? In terms of weapons, I am flying with 2 medium and 2 small Gauss cannons. I have followed your advice from the conversations leading up to this fight, and I have loaded premium ammo, which is going to make a significant difference in practice. I have 4 remote release flak launchers, which, as you will see, make absolute shreds of Hydra swarms, which gives this ship its name, as this ship is known as the XSF Swarmbane for that very reason. It is reasonably tanky for a ship that dedicates most of its internals to cargo, as it flies with 3,800 hit points. It's not an enormous amount for a large ship, which does get hit a lot in combat, especially considering how poor it handles, but it's not an absolute terrible amount. One thing you will also notice is that this ship, for whatever reason, takes practically no module damage in practice from interceptors. That's probably because the modules are so spread out that they don't get hit. But the flip side of that is what doesn't get applied to your modules in terms of damage get applied to your hull. So you don't take almost any module damage, but you take a lot of hull damage. So we're going to need to repair that, or at least a significant amount of that. That's why we have a 7D repair limpet controller, which repairs a lot. We start with only 24 limpets, which is what we have cargo for, but we can synthesize more if we need them. So that's what our repair configuration broadly looks like. We will be doing this in a bit of an odd pips configuration, as when we engage, we will engage with 0 pips in system, 3 pips in weapon, 3 pips in engine, and 3 pips only in weapon. Normally you would do that 0 to 4, you would put 4 pips all in weapon. But because the ship doesn't freaking turn, and it needs to turn to be able to orbit and not be completely and consistently outturned by the Hydra, I've decided to, through practice, instead fly 033 and use what we call double syncing. So we're going to use 2 heat sinks at a time to feed the power distributor on the weapon side so that we can stay on target while feeding our weapons on a sustained fire basis. So that's how we're going to be doing our engage. And then when we are kiting, we've been kiting at 0.5 in system to recharge the system capacitor, 4 in engine, obviously, because that's kiting, and 1.5 in weapon. That is enough to power the 2 turreted beam lasers that we have here, which are thermal vent, and that is how we keep cold when we're not using heat sinks. This is what we're going to be using to keep cold while not firing heat sinks in the kiting phase, while whittling down the shield of the Hydra. This battle is going to be tough because we are freaking slow. This ship boosts to 360 tops, which is 90 meters per second slower than the interceptor, which means the interceptor is going to be constantly on our tail. So we'll be boosting around, trying to kite it, trying to get and keep range as much as possible, but it's going to be 45 to 55 minutes of, assuming I survive that long, of intense non-stop action. There is no downtime, no break, no chill moment in this fight. It's going to be action for 45 minutes straight once we get going. One of the trickiest period moments of the fight is going to be after we break the first heart. We're going to go through the lightning chase phase where the interceptor glows yellow and comes after us to lightning zap us. We cannot outrun that. And we cannot outturn that. So the only choice we have there is to boost and try and kind of create enough opposition velocity that we get zapped, but we get zapped for only a moment, and then we break that lightning lock by exceeding 800 meter range. We're still going to be dead in the water, but the lightning will stop, the Hydra will launch its swarm, and by then we'll kind of be slamming boost and see how quickly we can get out of there. That is one of the most dangerous moments of the fight as a whole, as you will see. So we will get hit by lightning after the first heart, but hopefully we're going to be hit by lightning as little as possible. So that's the fight, and I think we're good to go. Guys, did I forget my limpets, or did I forget my 1000 meta alloys, or anything else? I think we're good to go, right? Good to launch? All right.
Looks good.
Let's roll. And we had night vision on because of the canopy frosting. The canopy frosting is absolutely awful. I don't have a room for a fighter bay, and even if I did, it would be a wasted slot because fighters absolutely suck in anti-xeno combat. So no, I did not seriously consider it. We're going to stereo P2 for this, which has a significant amount of anti-xeno of. I should be able to find it by just looking at it, but apparently not today. There it is. I was close. Yeah, meta alloys are like Thargoid bait. Thargoids consider them their property. So when we get scanned by the Hydra, we're not going to get the usual sort of Pacific Hydra reaction that just scans you, turns away, ignores you. We will get the warning reaction that says, hey, you got something in your cargo hold that belongs to me. I want you to drop it. If we manage, we're gonna like kite and boost around. At some point, it will lose interest, but it will follow us for a while, as you will see. How many rebuys? Well, I've only started seriously rebuying at the end when I loaded premiums, like, but I probably have like, what, 5-6 rebuys just for practice purposes on this ship. All right. While having limpets, not having met alloys, because like met alloys are a bit too expensive for that. All right, let's see if we can get one of those next to the station. Where is the station? There it is. So Clops, more Clops, Scouts. There you go, guaranteed Hydra. All right, we found our Hydra. Let's go get it. I do need to get the scan at the beginning of a fight. I get the scan. I mean, typically you don't need the scan if you're just using Gauss, but because of a frosting issue, you can't freaking see a thing. So being able to sub-target it hard lets you shoot also while you're not gonna be able to see anything. So that's kind of desirable. I think I might have overdone it with the SEO boost there. Oh, there's already a personal war of the Thargoids on me, don't worry. Right. Pips and Kite. It'll be fun if it calls in friends. It is quite the big haul after all, as you're saying. Getting the scan. And then I'll have to boost around because this thing is gonna stick to my tail after the scan. See the different sound it makes? See how it's coming after me still now? But again, if we're able to kite it for a little while, we might be able to make it lose interest. Alright, it lost interest. It's going to check out the stuff at the center of the debris cloud, which is fine. And stabilize our ship, flight assist off, and here the fight begins. A little too far, so I'm gonna slow down because I want to start the fight so that the swarm is still coming after me, which it needs to be like 5 kilometers, but not much more than that. Alright, now we accelerate backwards, and now you will see why this ship is called Swarmbane. By the way, the swarm kind of killed itself on the debris field to begin with, so it doesn't even need Swarmbane. It kind of like self-destroy. Alright. One-shotted, guys. One-shotted. One-shotted a Hydra Swarm. Granted, with some help from the debris field, but still. One-shotted a Hydra Swarm. Alright, disengaging, silent running, pips the weapon, and now we dance. Engaging sinks, reboosting, and engaging. Range is terrible, we need to close range. We're basically doing no damage at this range. But it's better to stay far than to stay close with this thing, because if you stay too close, you'll see what happens pretty soon. The exert threshold is 80%. Vectors are aligned, so it's now hitting me. I gotta tank it at this point, at least somewhat. Alright, I'll tank this. Alright, this is the most dangerous part of the fight, as I was mentioning. I can start repairing, because lightning doesn't actually break your repairs. As you can see, my modules are entirely healthy. Alright, let's see if I can... I got it, I completely kited it. I managed to get it to completely dodge me entirely. It's still after me, though. It should stop. It should... Okay, it broke. Alright, we dodged it completely, which was luck. I wasn't really planning on doing that. Beams on, so we can reduce our heat, but not quickly enough, so I'm popping a heatsink. We got repairs. Let's start synthesizing heat sinks, because we're gonna need these. Swarm is on me. Hopefully I got some range here. Now look at what this Swarm Bane can do. I got it. Look at that. Dodge that lightning. Miraculously, I will say. Alright, I got my beams on. It's going to rearm. I'm sweating already. Heatsink is back. Let's resupply the rest. Now this part is just kiting. It's basically fundamentally don't make mistakes Mechan. But with my beams on, keeping it on top of me so the beams are on target. Beams back on target. Sinks are back there. More sinks. Now this second hard is generally considered the hardest because it has almost as much health as the first in terms of exert. But now lightning is active, so there's that additional danger. After the second hard is down, the fight starts becoming easier. Ah! Come on. What the heck? I got a new overlay here to show you guys. 38% shield. Shield naturally decays. The beams help somewhat whittle it down. Oof. Alright, we have pretty much all of them. We got one that we popped earlier for safety reasons, but we don't need them all. It's going for its little rearm cycle, which gives us range. This is good. I don't want to get above 6 kilometers because then my beams break, and if we get too far, I kind of risk jumping out. We are at 100% hull and I think 100% modules. Yep. As good as new. Alright, shield is down. Now we're going to get ourselves in position for beginning an attack run. This is probably a bit too close, but the angle is good. I like the angle. Also, I like the fact that it's kind of like got itself to rearm pretty soon. So I'm actually going to engage at this point. It's going to rearm. Actually, I'm going to engage as soon as I get... I'm boost now. There we go, engaging. It's out-turning me. I reboost. Let's see if I can close that range. Just getting too far. Now it's going to boost at me. Or rather not. It's going to rearm again. So I got to chase it at this point. Otherwise the range is going to be terrible. The exert threshold for this hard is 72. I'm gonna try to close range. Too far. Too far, not doing enough damage, got a close range. Try not to close range too fast so that I don't get zapped. It's gonna go rearm soon. There we go. Now I exert. Now we dance. Too far. Got a boost to kind of like get some kind of lateral angle of velocity. It's gonna zap me, but that's fine. I'm gonna use it to get some hits on the heart. Boom! Heart down. The ship tanks lightning very, very well compared to most other ships. Heat sink so we don't get caustic missiles shot at us. See like how minimal damage it took. Get some beams on it. Beams, beams, beams. Never mind. Still got caustic missiles. The problem is, if we get hit by caustic missiles, which we will, the only solution we have is to burn it off, which will result in us taking module damage, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. We managed to somehow dodge it. It's like my lucky day today. It's my lucky day. Good, because I do need some luck to do this thing. Alright, that is a ball formation. I love ball formations. Look at that shot. Almost 100 Thargons in one hit. Go, Swarmbane! Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'm wasting heat sinks more than I would want to, but it's fine. We got heat sink synth, so we're gonna be okay. The only thing is, this thing does not turn, so that is the challenge. And the swarm is very good at interrupting your heatsink synthesis. I'm just gonna fly through it at this point because it will suicide itself if you fly through it. Took some damage, which was something I should have honestly avoided, but now we can get some beams on. And focus on synthesizing all the stuff that we don't have anymore. Alright. Beams are on. Module damage is very manageable. 2 hearts down. 6 to go. Did I get the heat sinks back there? Yes, I did. Alright, we broke 3 kilometers, which makes life easier. Fields are at 20%, so it's almost time to engage, but I do need to get my heat sinks back before I do that. We're getting there. Alright, hull is completely back. Modules are roughly completely back. Going to rearm. I go the other way. You go that way. I go this way. And we create distance that way. I'm rechargé. I think we should be the last heatsink that needs recharging. And with that, we should be in position. Shield is down. I think we are actually going to engage at this point because like we have a good angle. We are a good distance. The sync will complete before we are in range. Pips to weapons. Sinks are in standby. Sinks are back. Alright, we engage now.
Ammo counts.
Oh, I'm out of ammo. Thank you for a call out. I need to synthesize ammo. So we need to abort the pass here. So let's do it. The good thing is this synthesizes very, very quickly, which we need to do because like the timer on the the enrage is going to be relatively soon. We have enough heat sinks to do this. Let's see if we can start a synthesis of one of these heat sinks while we're at it. All right, we're ready to engage. Sinks. Back on sinks and back on engage. Nice. Gonna catch me again, but I'm gonna see if I can use the same trick and let him grab me and use it to kind of get the heart. There we go. And now we skedaddle. Beams on, beams on. Cool off. Never mind, heatsink. Trying to get out of minimum detection range, not get caustic missiles on me. I managed to do it. All right, cool. 3 kilometers, we're clear. This looks good. My repair limpet count is good. I'm rechargé, so let's keep firing. Oh wait, I'm not French. I just like to have ships with different languages, just for variety's purposes. Alright, let's take Swarmbane out for a ride again. We have enough heatsink to deal with the kiting phase. Now it flew me through me. This is dangerous. This is a dangerous moment because I think that will be in missile formation now. So it might missile me, and if it missile me, that will hurt. It is in missile formation. Thankfully, Swarmbane does what Swarmbane does best, which is blast them. I thought I had gotten that. Come on. Swarm, die, die, die. Alright. Alright.
Nice
Beams
bait.
on. Huh?
Nice lightning bait.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Thanks for calling, by the way, on ammo, especially earlier. That was super helpful, guys. Appreciate it. All right, so now we took a bit more damage, and we're not repairing, so let's repair. But we should have more than 90% hull by the time we re-engage. So, still in decent shape. I'm rechargé, so let's keep recharging here. I think we should be fine with, well, could also recharge some of it. 2. You know, it's those 2 sinks that you're probably not going to need, but if you need them, you really need them. Well, you can paint beaver, but paint beavering in this ship also means risking your life. So, baited the lightning. I'm rechargé. Let's get them all the heat sinks. I might also synthesize some heat sinks. How am I doing on flak ammo? Oh, plenty. We're good on flak ammo. 16% shield. I might synthesize limpets though after this thing is over, because limpets take a long time to synthesize, and when you need them, you really need them. So I'm gonna start a synthesis of limpets here, but not life support. Limpets. Wrong L. Where is limpets? There you go. I also want that 3% hull, because like, it doesn't really feel like it matters if you're like at 97% hull, but if you're at a 3% hull, it matters. So you want to synthesize when you're at 97, not when you're at 3. Alright, we're too close to engage here to start an engage pass, so we're gonna kind of dance a little bit more. Create some distance here when it goes to rearm, and then we engage. Yeah, Muku did it with mod shots, and Muku didn't do it with 1,000 tons of meta alloys in the hold. But yes, he did do it. He did very well. It was a great fight. Over a great pilot that he is. Wouldn't have expected anything less. Alright, huh?
Muku is a legendary pilot.
Yeah, he's a legendary pilot. Alright, we are good to engage. Let's do this. Maybe we should switch to gas first though. Sinks. Reboost. Chase. Somewhat. I deliberately tanked a little bit because I knew I could take the damage, and it was going to be easier than trying to do something else. So modules are under repair. This guy is out of caustic missile range. Something hit me somehow. I'm not sure what hit me, but something hit me. Let's get our sinks back while things are calm. Let's see how we're doing on ammo, by the way. Not that. 42. More than enough for the next hard. Alright, this guy's swarm is coming. See if we can take it down while it's still at that range if it's coming straight at me. Oops, wrong button. Is it coming? Yeah, it's coming. Alright. Wait until it's at 6 kilometers. No, it's going back to this one. It's going back to the interceptor. Come at me. Come at me. Okay, now interceptor's on me. I got a boost. Nice hit. Look at me again. I think I got it. Yep, it's done. It's down. Back on beams. Alright, now we did take some damage. Somehow. Not sure how, but we did. So let's repair. Now I have hotkeys to kind of make sure I can retarget things as quickly as possible. Alright, let's do this. "77% hull, 55% shield to go." It's good. We should be able to repair a decent amount here if we don't mess up. Limpets, 16 out of 24 I had originally. And again, depending on how quickly we get our limpet, our heatsinks back, we might also get a synth of limpets on.
What's your ghost ammo count?
It's over 40, I think. Yeah, it's over 40. We're good. For hard number... How many did I take down? 4? Hard number 5? Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. So I have it on good authority that FDev is planning on installing a little canopy radiator to address the frost issue that you can see here. So that should be coming. When? I don't know, but it should be coming. Did it repair? Did it restock or no? There you go. Synthesis complete. Next one. Back on beams. Ooh, danger, danger, danger. Dangerous angle. Oof, lucky. Lucky pass. But damage is not good. Told you, non-stop action for 45 minutes here, guys. Alright. Let's get the last heatsink back. Alright, we got some breather room now that got some range. But unfortunately, we took some damage, so we're now at 85%. Now, the question is, do we engage now, or do we repair a bit more? We have a really good angle here, so I don't want to waste it. So maybe I will engage. Let's do this. Reboost. Now it's out turning me, and this is a bit of a problem because I'm sure I can boost here either. I might tank it a little bit. I have to boost though. It's like getting out of range. Yes. Ooh. Yeah, I know, right? Now we need to start getting some flak ammo back. Where's my flak? Flak also is very fast, so that's fortunately not a huge problem usually. Where is the guy? Oh, there it is. Normal flak only gives you half as much as the full thing. So, but anyway, we got flak back. Range is good. Ammo count is... I think we need more ammo now. Let's do it. Swarm is back. Not flak. I think we got everything. We can get heat sinks again. Sound of it getting close. Heat sinks. Boom. Boom. Look at that. Almost in 2 hits. 6 is an annoying number because 6 means you can't fly through it. You gotta shoot it still. But should be fine. It's very far though. It went very, very, very far. Too far to shoot it actually. We are full hull again, which is nice. Did I get it? Nope. I flagged myself more than the swarm on that one. Alright, this should be it. Alright, swarm down. Back on beams. Back on beams. I was not on beams, which means I was taking hits, which is annoying. Now I am both on sinks and on beams. And we can get those sinks back, and we're gonna get some limpets back too, because we're starting running low. Check our module for repair, for damage. Barely any. Starting to get tired at this point. 4 flak really is nice, Dr. Guy. The Panther of the OCS. Is it the same Panther that started the fight? It's a very good question. What did I need to restock? Heat sinks, right? Yes. First one? Is it the first one? That's surprising. If you sort of lose track of like... How are we doing on ammo? I do need some limpets too. 12 is low. One is good. Alright, hull is back to 100, which is good. Let's get some range. Can we get to 3K? Yep. Alright, breathing room is nice. Armor recharge. Next one. That one's already full. Annoying, but whatever. Done worse things in life than waste a heat sink synth. I do want to get my sinks back. Sinks are life. Sinks are... Even if it gives me a little less time to engage later. Like, now we're at the point where like it exerts very, very fast. I'm a little too close for comfort here. Alright, we got range. Alright, let's recharge this, see if we can get some decent range, which we didn't here. And then start a limpet synth, and then we engage. We're getting to a point where we gotta start engaging here, otherwise like we're gonna time out on the enrage timer. Alright, going for a rearm, I think. Alright, well this is not a... Yeah, there you go. It's not ideal sort of Corsair kind of engaging, but it'll work, so let's do this. I got a close range. Even if I take damage, I got a close range. Yes!
Nice.
Sink, emergency sink, or safety sink, whatever you want to call it.
It's down to 2 hearts.
Looks like it.
Just don't jinx it.
Yeah. The fight's not over until it's over. Oh, Gav, you bet on the Hydra? Are you kidding me? Shame on you. Alright, Storm is coming out.
Yeah, so I said in Discord, of all the arguments I expected tonight, that the ship of Theseus Paradox is not one I was expecting.
I think I got it. Yeah, Swarm should be down. Back on beams. Back on beams. We are back on beams. Heatsinks count is good. Again, I'm gonna synthesize them. Like we're completely full, but we should be able to get also another limpet synth in. Like this is really an abundance of caution at this point, but abundance of caution is better than lack of caution. How is ammo? Ammo is good. Going bottom up on the sync synth. Let's check module integrity. Module integrity is kind of almost perfect. I'm going to charge it. I'm going back up, right? Back, so bottom up. One, I had 2, this would be a third. Beams are doing their beam thing. Yeah, I should have time to also get some limpet synth in, which is nice. Oof. Yeah, very frosty in here. Very, very frosty in here. Did this thing stock up or no? Should be done. There you go. And this is our last heatsink, and then we do limpets, and then we are in good shape, cooking with gas. Shield is 22, we got time. Alright, limpets. Limpets are back. Let's do one more limpets, we have time. Shield is almost down. Let's get some range. This is too close for comfort. Too close. Very close. Shield is down. Get some range. Come on, go rearm, buddy. Time to go rearm. There you go. Flight assist on. Opposite direction boost. And that's how you create separation range. And now we're going to be in position to engage. Finally. Pips the weapon. Get some diagonal velocity, which we want here. Switch to Gauss. And we have that diagonal velocity. Angle is good. Alright, we're good. We're good to engage. As soon as it's in range, we engage. Finish its rearm, so perfect timing for that too. Sinks and firing.
That was the shutdown hard.
Alright. So, I'm gonna pop a heat sinks for emergency purposes. Just because I don't want to screw up. I lost 1% hull, but I want my 1% back. We're out of shutdown range. So another very, very dangerous part of the fight is done.
That was very neat, actually.
Thank you. Alright, swarm has launched. Shutdown danger has passed. And now we flag this thing. Where is it? So I'm shooting deliberately somewhat on the outside because when you're going... Well, I won't explain. It's a bit complicated. Because that's where you need to aim to actually hit it, is the short answer. Ah, it went away. It's running away. It's coming back though. Or not. It's getting really confused. Did it restock the swarm? It might have restocked the swarm. No, it didn't. That's good. Better. My synthesis will get interrupted by the swarm until I get rid of the swarm. Fortunately, Swarm Bane has no problem doing that very, very quickly. Swarm is down. Back on beams. Pop a heatsink because I'm not built 20. And let's get our sinks back. Oh, mistake, 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 mistake. I got zapped. But fortunately it's going to rearm. That was very, very good luck. Very... Did I get zapped? It didn't cut my speed. So maybe I didn't get zapped. I triggered lightning, but I didn't get zapped. Oh, way. Dangerous. See, this is why you don't... Thank you, Nanj. Is it Nanja? I'm not sure pronouncing your name correctly. But anyway, yes, I'm in Stereopy too. Alright, back to 100% hull. Gets back our limpets. We have 21 limpets. For 1 heart, we should be okay. Check module damage. Minimal. Practically none. Alright. We're still on beams. Let's get our sinks back. We did the first 2, right? Let's do... I think we did the first 2. Was it the first 2? I have no idea what I did anymore. But I'm doing them all, just in case. How are we doing on ammo? Ammo check. More than enough. More than enough. Back on beams, back on beams. Alright. Things are back. I don't think we filled all of them, but I think we filled most of them.
You got 1 or 2 the rest of the tops.
I mean, on this last heart, it's gonna exert like in 5 nanoseconds, so hopefully it should be okay. Those are typically the famous last words of any fight. Alright, let's restock also
Come
this
on.
one.
Just do it.
It's not over until it's over, guys. I've died with on Hydras with no hearts left before it happened. Alright, so it happened. Look at the freaking frost. Alright, we got enough sinks for days now. Did the shield break? Yeah, shield broke. I thought I heard it. Alright, let's get some range. It's gonna go rearm anyway. Let's see when it goes rearm. Can't see anything. Gotta look at the scanner really image to see what the heck it's doing, because like with the frost I can't actually see anything. Okay, it's going to rearm. Yeah, alright. And I go the opposite direction. Alright, assist back off. Let's get in position. Gas is out. Gosh, visibility is so god awful. Are we on Gauss? Yes. Do we have vertical velocity? Yes. It's going to rearm, but it's coming. Or not. It looks like it's jumping out. I had to beam it. It was gonna jump out. Imagine jumping out on the last hour. It was like trying to wake out. It's like, I'm out of here. I've had enough. It's too far to do damage. but you do need to do very little damage to exert it, so I try anyway like this. That's a heart. I'm doing no damage at that range. I got a close range. Our heart is almost dead though. Alright, I keep shooting because this is the last heart. Alright, shield back up. Whew. Last phase of the fight. Now I don't even need to boost it away, I can just back off here. Let's get our sinks back. Limpets we got for days. We didn't take any damage on that heart. 0. The frost is indeed ridiculous. Huh? I'm slowing down because I... Sorry, go with us again.
It's a waiting game now.
Yeah, now it's a... So now, well, it's waiting and don't screw up. Waiting and don't screw up game. Okay, sure. Uh-oh. See, this is talking about not screwing up. I am screwing up here because I'm caught way too slow by the storm. I think I got it.
What's
And now I'm getting shot in the face, talking about not paying attention. Let's look at module damage. Module damage is negligible. Back on beams. Back on beams, we got a limpet. Whew. Yeah, but it doesn't run away if you're hitting it. If you're actively shooting it, that's one of the additional benefits of using turreted beams on it, like the whole fight is. It makes it so that it doesn't jump away. Back to 100% hull. Alright, we got all our heat sinks back. How are we doing on ammo? Enough. That should be enough. 26, 13 each should be enough, right? For 12% hull? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so. Should be enough.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. Am I winning? You guys tell me. I don't think there is such thing as winning. It's either won or lost. And we're gonna learn probably soon which one it is, as that shield is about to drop.
I honestly cannot tell because of all the ice.
Yeah, I know the ice is crazy. Going to rearm, and I'm gonna have range, and now we dance, my friend. Moment of truth. Pips the weapon. Closing range, sinks, and fire. It outpitched me with 1% left. And yeah, let me away. There you go. All right.
Yay!
Oh, man. That was a workout. One more thing left to do, which is this. Where is that heart? Boom. No more heart.
Oh, sensors maybe not picking up it up.
Woo. Ah.
Well done, Mechan.
Thank you, guys.
That was a
Very nicely done. That was beautiful.
And that's
Yeah.
just to show, for the record, we still have our 1,000 tons of meta alloys in the hold. And now we gotta go and scoop up the guts. No, I just blew up the guts. I didn't want to scoop them up. Like, to add insult to injury, I decided to, like, shoot that hard. Actually, don't know that I shot that hard. You can actually look at the recording. I think the heart actually destroyed itself in the debris before I could actually shoot it, but it worked, man. You need to bathe in the caustic blood of your enemies. Like, let's do it. Let's bathe in the caustic blood of our enemies. I think we have enough kind of like hull and ability to kind of like, let's go bathe in the caustic like blood of our enemies and actually knock this thing out of the way. Boom! There you go. That's what we're talking about. All right, let's burn it off now. All right. Burning has been cleared. Imagine losing my cargo here. Yeah, that would be disappointing. Like having a cargo hatch malfunction. Yes, I'm never using the ship ever again for AX. We're done with AX. We have proven that the 2 small Gauss cannon Panther is the best Panther, the best AX Panther there is.
I'm gonna need a new GIF. In that way, just replace the greatest salesman.
Exactly. The 2 small Gauss Panther is the best Panther. I don't know what the time on that was, by the way. We started at 3 p.m.-ish, 3:10, so 45 minutes.
First shot was at 3:10.
3:10, yeah. 45 minutes. 45 minutes, no re-exerts. No re-exerts.
Everything is perfect.
Well, perfect is a big word. I did get zapped a few times, and I did get hit in the face while I was not paying attention a few times, but I think my hull never went below, like, what, 70%, something like that. Only 8 billion worth of cargo. Yeah, no, I'm going to kind of turn the cargo back in. I also don't know how to turn the cargo back in because everything is completely bugged in terms of cargo transfer. So I don't even know if it'll transfer correctly, but the biggest challenge of this fight might actually be the transfer of the cargo right now, to be honest, because it doesn't work on carriers for some reason. I don't know why. Now the sad thing is
The
I'm
question
gonna
that remains:
sacrifice the
is it
premium
better
ammo.
than the meta chieftain?
Is it better than the I mean, man, like, it's bad. I want to say, I'm not sure it's the worst ship I've flown. I think the Adder is worse than this. I want to say. The Adder is worse than this.
You did see the
Say again?
You did say E-rated was harder.
E-rated is harder than this, absolutely. It is much harder than this. The Adder is probably harder than this, if not definitely harder than this. I've never done Type 9, but Type 9 might be as hard, if not harder. But Type 7, I mean, the Type 7 is interesting. The Type 7 has horrible thermals, and is also a flying brick, but I think it handles better than this thing. Better or worse than Sidewinder? Sidewinder, I mean, Sidewinder, to kill a Hydra in the Sidewinder, you need to abuse a bug in Legacy. Because otherwise, with 2 small Gauss cannons, you don't have enough DPS to outpace the Hydra regeneration in a way that is sufficient to realistically damage it. But if you take that into account, then I will say the Sidewinder is incredibly easy. I mean, Sidewinder orbit's fantastic. Like, I mean, the one thing that's kind of the opposite between the two ships is like this ship takes practically no module damage. The Sidewinder, the moment the Hydra just basically glances over you the wrong way, your modules just evaporate. So there's a bit of a difference there. There's a big difference between the two, or not to mention that the Sidewinder like practically orbits itself versus this thing. This is one of those situations where the ship doesn't carry the pilot, but the pilot really needs to carry the ship. Because like making this thing semi-orbit in the way I did, like on 033 with double sinks, I mean, it takes quite some flying to make it work. And I also want to say, and Alex, you've been following, I think, my practice attempts. This was probably my best fight also of all my practice attempts, I think.
You were definitely popping off today.
I was in the zone. I was like,
I think the stakes also made a difference.
Yeah. I was like, now I'm like really paying attention and focused.
During the practices, I mean, you had to cut the lightnings on the second heart, and I was worried about your second heart during the main event.
Yeah, somehow I managed to not catch that heart. Hydra versus AX SLF. No, unfortunately SLFs just suck. Did I rearm? No, I haven't rearmed yet. Well, I'm never going to use this ship anyway for combat again. I need to convert it to a hauler and just join many of you to kind of like haul garbage for
Maybe you ever need to
extra.
defend yourself during a hyperdiction, you know?
Against, yeah, no, let's rekit the ship. But before we do that, let's see if we can actually transfer this thing. But you know, let's actually do it with a market order because, as always, it was not working with a transfer at all. No, right now it's a sell order, so convert it to a buy order.
Yeah, with the market it should be fine.
Yeah, let's do that. Where are meta alloys? There they are. Buy. I'm gonna buy them for nothing. I want to buy 1,000. What 1,000? Awesome CMM. Yeah, it was a great luck you sent me, guys. Thank you. Thank you for sending me the really good luck, cheering me on, and for all the support. Like, and to the 40% of you who voted, actually, I think I can bring it up because like 40% of you bet on the Hydra, including Raghav apparently. Which shame on you, Raghav. Where did it go? Hold on. Posts between seeking your input, live stream. Is this the bet one? Now taking bets. That's the bet. So I'm gonna share it if I manage to do it here because I think I messed up my whole thing, but maybe applicate. Like window capture, there you go. Get up, Firefox. There we go. So now you should be seeing on screen, like 39% of you bet on the Hydra for this fight. So I mean, I appreciate the faith of almost 2/3 of the community here, but at least 1/3 of the community bet on the Hydra. So there's that.
Traitors.
Traitors. All right, meta alloys. Back in stock you go. What do I do with 1,000 tons of meta? Does anybody here want meta alloys in bulk, by the way? What do I do with this thing now?
Park a carrier in Desiat and put them up for sale.
I don't know.
Just throw it at the Titan, hold for it to regenerate itself. I don't know.
Yeah.
One day the meta alloy CGs will return.
So there's some interesting questions. So people are saying you make it look easy. So you know the thing about this fight is either it looks easy or you die. There's no in between. So either you make it work and as a result you make it look easy, or you don't make it work and then you die. So it's like, it's one or the other. So either it looks easy or you die. There's a question asking, could you have done it without training? The answer is possibly. My first practices were actually pretty decent. But there was a lot I didn't know that I've learned through practice. So I want to say 50-50. Like, if I had gotten lucky, I could have gotten it the first time. But there is a much higher chance than what was on this fight that things would have gone south and I would not have made it.
I would say you were very lucky several times during practice with the rearms.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky doing practice. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you know, like all things, like all very hard things, like either you do it by the book completely perfect, but, you know, if you have that skill level, kudos to you. Or if you make a tiny mistake here and there, luck helps immensely, right? Because take an example of what happened today, right? I got zapped by lightning twice. If that thing had cut my thrusters, the fight might have gone in a completely different direction, right? I would have been a sitting duck staring into empty space while getting shot at, right? And then things get south. Because like one of the things is like the moment things start going south, once you're now at 20-30% hull and your models are kind of shot and you know you took heat damage and you're kind of like running out of sinks and like and things start getting really, really messy, and then you get even more pressure on you. It's like an avalanche, right? Exactly. Things just snowball into. When things start going wrong, typically they continue and snowball into going even more wrong. Did I kill a Hydra with that building practice? Asked Akandas. I never did the whole fighting practice. I only did the first 2 hearts because I didn't want to waste ammo synthesis to do more than 2 hearts, and because the first 2 hearts are the hardest. So if you can do the first 2 hearts, you've trained yourself for the hardest part of the fight, and then the rest in practice is only going to be easier than what you just did. So if you've trained for that, what you're going to experience in practice past the 2 hearts is a lot easier. The rebuy on the Panther is 25 million, so it's a good chunk of change. Right. But the rebuy on this Panther was 8 billion because I was carrying 8 billion of cargo. So the rebuy here was a bit high. It was like a kitted fleet carrier, a really nicely kitted fleet carrier of a rebuy. Which honestly, I mean, I was telling the guys here on the XSF, I was nervous. I was nervous going into this in ways that I haven't been playing this game in a very long time. Because, I mean, 8 billion credits, it's still, I mean, now, even when you're serious and really, really going after it, you might make $500 million an hour, tops. So 8 billion is like 16 hours of credit grinding. Right, so I didn't really want to waste that and throw that out of the window. Like, also, especially with the shame associated and with the internet memes that would follow if Commander Mechan gets blown up with an 8 billion rebuy, that would have been all over the internet, right? So, like, that might have burned more than the 8 billion hole in my wallet, because that, you know, is 8 billion out of like whatever 150 billion assets. It wouldn't change my, you know, standing in the game, but the roasting I would have gotten from the world, that would have been painful. So, how do you get 500 million an hour? Well, you ask these guys that are currently in chat with me in Discord to come and hang out in the California Nebula, and then you just absolutely shred everything for an hour with modified shard cannons and a group of people who really know what they're doing. And that usually results in doing 2.5 to 3 high-intensity anti-xenor combat zones an hour, and that's roughly 500 million. Because like each one of them, I think, is what? We did the math. I think each one of them is like 180 million. Did I do the math right? I mean, you guys can keep me honest.
It's also RNG, depending on
what
there's
some RNG, but exactly on average, it's call it 180 million. So 180, 360. 540, yeah, $500 million ballpark.
So it's 60 for a Hydra. It's 2 Hydras plus it's 50 for completing. And that's just the last 3 killed.
Yeah, that's just the Hydras. And where did all the meta alloys come from? Now that's a very good question. Fun fact: a good chunk of these was actually donated to me by Commander Katie Burns, which some of you might remember, some of you might not. Commander Katie was a Stellar pilot who's now moved on to be Season Kate, as she sort of joined the dark side of the Force in the Scam Citizen universe. But she was a great community member and even staff member of the NTC initiative for a while, and we flew together for some time as well. And she was doing what was known at the time is actually known as the Octogoid, which was like she was fishing high predictions to get a particular instance, which requires feeding meta alloys to interceptors to have them spawn additional Cyclops interceptors. And she had stocked up. I don't know how she had stocked up, but she had something like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of meta alloys. And when she actually got her Octogoid, she asked me, hey, by the way, I'm done with these meta alloys. Do you want them? And I said, sure, I'll take them. So she handed me like 400 tons or something of meta alloys, or maybe even more than that, 500 or so. And so about half of those meta alloys come from Commander Katie Burns. The other half come from a market order. I placed a market order for 8 million credits, and that was filled over time in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So that comes from random commandos just filling a market buy order. Never fly without a rebuy doesn't apply with 8 billion credits. Yeah, it does not. The greatest meme of all time. What? Which one? Oh, the Katie Burton. Which one? So yeah, she's good. She made some really good videos. She's a great content creator. Have a lot of respect for Katie. She did fly a little bit off the rails in some AXI stuff matters, but that was a long time ago. And she also had some reason to fly off the rails. Not necessarily complete reason, but at least some reason. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to where is this community goal, by the way? All right. In some random place in the galaxy. Up here.
It's on
Minerva. I do not have a hope that there's going to be a carrier spot in Minerva. So I've tried my luck, but obviously no go. So try again.
You're moving XSF Noah out of Cali?
Well, I'm not in Cali. I'm in the Pleiades. I'm at the zoo. I'm right next to the XSF headquarters, which is where Noah is typically parked. I'm moving. Noah does move to the bubble to like do silly stuff like sell 1 ton of crap for a community goal and stuff before moving back. I also need to like refit this Panther for hauling, because like this is handily getting turned into a hauler. But question is, how many of you are going to have a hauler that can say, I've killed a Hydra while hauling 1,000 ton of meta alloys? Right. It's also going to probably stay named Swarmbane, because like it's earned its name. It's earned its name. As a quad absolutely destroyed swarms. By the way, I don't know if somebody got the clip of that, but like I know it's not actual for Rio because part of the swarm kind of got shredded by the debris at first, but Hydra swarm in like one shot, guys, is yeah, I don't know, I've never done it before. Can I jump to next, guys? Is every freaking commander here for like 10 tons of more cargo? I guess the answer is yes.
Yes.
Right. What people will do for 10 tons of more cargo? Right.
I had like a picture of the traffic in the system. I can just bring it just for you to laugh.
Yeah. Like, what's the number of people?
Try LHS 113.
Yeah, I got a slot nearby. I can start kind of dumping stuff, by the way.
I'll just send the picture in the...
Wait, for those who don't know this, you can use this store multiple to dump a bunch of stuff at the same time. Do I need any weapons on a hauler? I don't think so, right? Get rid of all the heat sinks. I might need one. I'll keep one. Definitely don't need...
You can check the VC for the traffic.
If you side the dishes of all.
Say again?
If you tick on the left-hand side, where it says, for example, optional internal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you can take them all. Boy, is there anything on core that I need to drop? I probably should go back to lightweight armor, right? I don't think I need mill grade armor for a hauler, right?
Yeah, if you can, you
Yeah,
always want a
I'll just
bit
store
of
it.
jump range.
If you store it, it defaults to lightweight armor, right? And then I can remote engineer it without.
Yeah.
This is fine. And then thrusters, SCO is fine. D, I probably don't need a 7A power distributor, but it also won't make a big difference. And the rest is fine, I think. All right, store. Boom. How many for top 75%? That's a good question. I think we have it on Inara. Like, checking it up right now. Community goals. Top 75% is 2,000. Yeah, 2,000 tons. Which is like 2 trips of the Panther. Right. So, not even. Right. Pretty manageable. Right. Has free sports. Free sports, I think, is 3 spots in main star in 20 light years. But it's fine. It's like, this shit can jump all later into wherever it needs to go. Slap on modified Joshua for pirates. Yeah, that's one way to fly a hauler. That's for sure. Yeah, that first swarm being one shot was crazy, and like, Ragav, how much did you bet against me? Like, we understand we're gonna bet against me, but how much do you bet against me is the real question. Should I put the CG like point defense on this thing? I don't think you need point defense. Right? Oh, by the way, I should transfer them here because they're not here. So 1 hour, 32 minutes. So I'm not putting them on here. That answers my question. Well, even if it is 1 meta alloy, he now owes 1. I didn't want a meta alloy. All right, so we have lightweight alloy. All right, that's good. And the rest, I think a power plant can also be downsized significantly. Look at the power use of this ship now. Ah! I should have something that is lighter. I have a 5A. Does a 3? No, 3A is too much. 4 also doesn't work. 5A is this. This is armored thermal spread. Let's go 5A. All right, let's go with this. Get even more speed. Just thought the Hydra had better chances. Yeah, well, it did have good chances. That is a fact. Do I have class 7 racks? No, I gotta go get some racks here. Do have some other stuff though. I think I have FSD boosters for my Corpamental 5. Where is the FSD booster? FSD boosters. Do I have more? Yeah, I have more than one, so I use more than one here. I have a meta alloy HRP. Can you believe, Hopping Hut, that I have never unlocked meta alloy HRPs? They are, in my opinion, that bad. I mean, there's very, very few things that I haven't unlocked in this game. One is meta alloys HRPs. The other one is turreted original Guardian weapons. Those are like practically the only 2 things that I have not unlocked in this game, because both are so complete and utter garbage that Sean Thomas, they should just be, I mean, the CG point defenses already, I should be delivered to kind of pretty much everyone already, I think.
Yeah, if you participated when it is delivered. Be watchful though, in the outfitting menu, you can...
Meta alloy HRPs healed your hull over time. I wish. They do no such thing, my friend. Like, they do no such thing. They are worse than the human ones. They are worse than the Guardian ones. And they can't be engineered unlike the human ones. So it's like, they're just bad. There's absolutely no reason to use them, meta alloy HRPs. They should. Yeah, well, if they did, now that would be different. If they did, certainly that would change the equation. What else do I need on the ship? I need a frameshift drive booster, and I need a lot of cargo, and then I need the super cruise assist stuff, right?
Yeah, assists.
The assists.
Yeah, but the jump boost already depends if you ever want to use the Panther for anything between our systems.
It's kind of sort of desirable, I think. Where's the flight assists?
Assist. Computer.
Still
You're
on the
right on
flight
it.
assist.
You were right on it.
Yeah,
Oh, there.
flight assists, yeah.
Super cruise assist. I have one in Shindes. Why do I have one in Shindes? Bring it here. Anyway. This should be cargo. This one can be a corrosion resistant rack because why not? Right? Just in case
I did the
somehow
same,
I
yes.
decide to put some corrosive cargo in here. Now, why would I want to put corrosive cargo is a different question, which has no good answer. But all right, so the only thing I really need is a class 7 compartment.
Yeah.
The 3% caustic resistance is very useful. Well, maybe Hogbing Hog, but you know, meta, like the Guardian version has 5% and pretty much the same stats. So why would you use the meta alloy ones over the Guardian ones, right? Also, the 3% caustic resistance, if you do the math, once you take into account the engineering of the human ones, you are much, much better off with the engineered human ones than with the 3% caustic resistance of the meta alloy ones. Yeah, fuel scoop is a good question, but you know, for haulers, for like short range haulers like this one, I generally don't equip a fuel scoop because you don't need it. You have 128 tons of fuel on this thing. Like, where are you gonna burn 128 tons of fuel? Like, in fact, you probably should downsize your fuel tank because like this thing carries more fuel than it really needs for most intents and purposes. They are the meta. What is the meta? Right now, I could go with a 6E in the meanwhile. See if
Because
I can.
they are the meta alloys.
Oh, I missed the dad joke there.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one. It's good. All right, spy class 6, and then at some point we'll put a class 7 there. Now, anything else besides the heat sinks that I need on this thing? I don't think so, right?
Nah.
No. I don't even
Maybe
use heat
maybe a shutdown fuel neutralizer if you ever want to haul in a nebula again.
You know, that's actually wise. But that I mount if I'm in a nebula. I don't just generally mount. Right. But it is a handy thing.
The engines.
Yeah, totally. Like, I always have dirty drive drags on my haulers. Like, gotta go fast, man. What I need to do, though, is engineer my hull. Why do I still have a Guardian module? Oh, the FSD booster. I don't think I need to kind of make it resistant to... Well, do I need to make it resistant to counter-guidance? No. Nah, okay, fine.
But we have no
But I do want to
predictions,
engineer light with alloys on this thing. Even though I don't put the experimental. Like, this is some decent insurance to doing stupid things. Yeah, heat sinks are optional, I agree. But it's an optional that is kind of handy. Like, you know, you get too close to a star, or you get pulled by a pirate and you want to make sure that he breaks lock right away, or you do some other like, heat sinks in my mind are like a universal emergency button for like, hey, you did something stupid, pop a heat sink. And chances are you're going to be okay. It's such an underrated thing outside of anti-xeno combat in my mind. It's just so universally useful to kind of forget just about anything. All right. Well, I just got 7 core dynamic composites. Like, just about enough. Gotta go and restock. I know, right? How dare I suggest you don't actually need 400 light year range on a short range hauler. Yeah, everything else is good. I mean, how much does this thing jump unladen? Like, it jumps 52 light years unladen. I mean, Do you want to make this into a Mandalay or something? Like, it's fine. It's 50 light years on Leighton. Like, this thing can go wherever it needs to go. Right. By the way, I've started work on the Funny Hull Anaconda video, which should be interesting. We have a build with 96% thermal resistance and 89,000 hit points that we will share sometime next week. What do I need to do? I think this is done. Should I redeem my... I'll redeem this when I get to a station. So the question now is, where do I go and buy steel? Would you mind taking a brief look? I haven't gotten too knowledge on colonization. I have a calling one jump away from Minerva that I haven't developed. I think it could be good for extraction, private resource for CG. Would you mind taking a look? Sure. Pop the name of the system in here, and I'll bring it up and have a look. Did I add a Guardian FSD booster? Yes, I did. Which is, again, probably unnecessary, but whatever.
There is a lot of these materials in LHS.
Did I just drop the booster? You see guys saying drop the booster? Alright, let's drop the booster.
If you want to haul from the ADAD system, which has like 700,000 tons of everything, like steel, aluminium, titanium, it's like 27 years. So like
you don't need a booster.
With like 1,200 cargo, you kind of need a booster.
You do or you don't?
No, it's lower. It's okay.
Are you saying I should have a booster or not? Should not have a booster?
With 1,232 cargo, like with Titan FSD, you have like 21.8 range, and the range there is 27 to the CG system, so it's 2 jumps.
Alright, so I need a booster. Alright, and someone also pop in the chat or somewhere where I'm supposed to go to actually buy steel or buy stuff, because I have no idea.
Aided. Yeah, you can just go to that system. AD. There's like one station with refinery economy.
I think you need to, again, is it the same system as the CG? You buy and sell in the same station?
No, you sell in the Minerva, but you buy in the Aided.
Okay, can you type the name of that aided system? Oh, Adad. Aided, or aided, I guess how I pronounce this thing. Adad aided. Alright, cool.
Does Aided even still have stock?
Does it? We can check.
I don't know.
Should be.
It seems like it.
In the morning it had like 700,000.
So let me... Someone was like asking me to have a look at his system. So let me do that and pull this up. Bisham sector something. Let's have a look.
Did you see my comment in Discord about the incident pit?
No, hold on. Let me do this first, and then we'll do that. So the problem is I can't view this because I don't have access to the star map information, so I can't easily do that. If you have a link to how do we get this to camera? It's a little tricky. Like DM it to me in Discord or DM it to me. I don't think you can DM it to me here in YouTube, but anyway, find a way to actually get a screenshot of your system or some detail of your system and share it with me, and I'm happy to have a look. But unfortunately, I can't see the system right now, other than saying that it has 2 stars, class M and a T-Tauri star. I don't know very much about it, unfortunately.
So
sorry, what was your comment, Gravitas?
It's about the incident pit. So you were talking about the complexity of the Hydra fight and how multiple variables make it more complex. In scuba diving, we call this the incident pit. So when you dive at depth, you suffer from nitrogen narcosis, which affects your reasoning. It's like being drunk. So the more tasks that you have, the more complex the dive becomes. So in a Hydra fight, the more tasks that you have to fight the Hydra, the more complex the Hydra fight becomes.
Yeah, that's something we call here cognitive load, right? Which is if you're trying at the same time to deal with heat sinks and stagger fire and orbiting and repairs and managing God knows what else at the same time, it's very easy to get overwhelmed, and like it gets really hard, right? The higher the cognitive load of a fight, the more difficult the fight is, right? If you also need to combat synthesize and go to look through your panels while you're orbiting and funneling. But yeah. Adad looks to be out of steel and titanium, but has loads of aluminum. Okay. Aluminum works, right? So we can buy aluminum?
Yeah.
Yes, it has a bunch of reasonably large IC bodies. IC bodies go for industry. So if you have a bunch of IC bodies, that makes for an industrial system more than anything, since IC has an inherent economy of type industry. I mean, refineries want rocky bodies, right? If you want to make a refinery, you generally would want to make it on a system that has a large rocky body that does not have volcanism or organics. That's the thing for. But by the way, have you seen my mega guide for colonization? Like for people who are asking questions about that, there's I wrote an 80-page document. Let me fish it out. This should be the link. I mean, there's answers to probably all of your questions, including questions you have yet to imagine that you need to ask, are written in there. Yeah, you can post a link to a Reddit post. But I don't think you can post a link in the chat here. That's a problem. I don't think anyone but the streamer can actually post links. I think moderators can. So if you can DM it to one of the mods here, they should be able to do it. But
Hello, I am one of the mods. Alex MG1 on Discord, the same tag.
It's the people who have a little blue name and range icon next to their name. Why they have a range next to their name, I don't know, but that's how YouTube does it.
Because we fix things, right? We don't break them.
Oh, that's good.
Surely.
Surely. That's right. Yeah, it will look like it works to you, Makashi Games, but nobody else can see it. I can't see it. YouTube basically shadow filtered your link. So I'm setting a course to this ADAD system, or ADAD, as somebody was calling it, right? That's a funny thing. Look at this. I think I can actually reach it without refueling. Can I reach it without refueling? I might be able to reach it without refueling.
Yeah, but it's 8 jumps.
I know, which, you know, at this point, since we're jumping in 11 minutes, we're going to wait, because, like, that's, like, pretty much the same time. Will an asteroid base in an icy ring always be an ice one? The answer is yes. The answer to that question is yes. But be careful, because some planets have both a rocky and an icy ring. And if you have both, you practically have no way to predict where your asteroid base is going to end up. So it might become a rocky or an ice one, kind of more or less randomly. So it really sucks that you don't really have the ability to select that. But yeah. Still need to get the meta alloys. What are you asking? What do you mean, Dragoneye? About getting the meta alloys. The fight is done. Like, if that's the question, the fight is done. And the meta alloys are safely back into the hold, which should tell you something about the outcome of the fight. As you can see, my meta alloys are safely back into the hold. Yep, it's done. You can catch up on the VOD of a live stream earlier. 45-minute fight. Thank you. Folks can talk about how it went. It made me sweat. It made me sweat, and I was definitely nervous at the start of this thing. So it was certainly not trivial, but it worked. And one thing I probably want to do is I probably change the livery, because this is not XSF ship anymore. So it doesn't deserve the XSF moniker anymore. So I should probably rename this. It'll still called Swarmbane, but not XSF Swarmbane, and it will not have an XSF identifier, but it will be one of the probably 06, I think, like tenders of the thing. Like, and we'll probably change from Midnight Black to the Zorgon Peterson Gold, since again it's not a spec up ships anymore. And now that it's not an XSF ship, we can also put some decals on it, because XSF ship I hate this. Panther Clippers Owners Club. This is so trashy, if you ask me. But whatever. Now this one's not trashy. This is a non-trashy one, which is impossible to see right now because they completely screwed up the lighting of the carriers, as they're probably doing something with fleet squadron carriers and real men testing production, right, guys? So
Yeah, quality products.
yeah, I think it'd be nice to see like what this looked like, but it's impossible to see because there's no light. It's impossible to see how any of this looks like. And I think we renamed this, so we're good. The cockpit remains the same. All right, tritium is. I'm kind of starting to run low on tritium after kind of jumping around so much. I'll tell you how much. Hey, Jorlu. Yes, you missed the action, man. You missed the action. 917 after jump, so I should load up on 83 tons of trit. It was 45 minutes. No re-exerts.
Are we still up for the CZ?
Huh?
Are we still up for the CZ later on, or?
I think I've had my fair share of anti-Xeno combat
yeah, no
for
problem.
today. And I also want to get myself a few trips in for this community goal. So that I can be in the top 75 and can get the clearly essential additional 20 tons of cargo that we certainly can't survive without in this game, considering the amount of interest in the community go. Now the real question, and I'm gonna make it a poll, I'm gonna see what people think, is how to do a poll. Here you go. The real question is this: will FDev extend the CG, as in add a tier or two? Yes or no? I want to see what you guys think. Not what you want, not what you would want FDev to do, what you think they're gonna do. Like, I just put it in the poll here. No, and I get some people are saying hopefully not, hopefully yes. Again, that's what you hope they will do. The question is, what will they actually do? Because I have a hypothesis, but I want to see what you guys think and see if we have a similar hypothesis or not. What's a rebuy on this ship without the mill-grade armor? It went way down, way down. It was 25 million, and now it's 8.5 million. Crazy. Let's give it another minute for a poll and see what people are saying. Yeah, and looking at, again, I was also polling people and asking whether they were going to get the standard over stellar. And I'm actually quite interested that it was kind of 50-50. Like, half of people wanted the standard and half of the people wanted the stellar. Which, in my mind, I mean, it's good money for FDev because, like, if you get half of the people that get the sort of upsold version, which costs literally twice as much, it's pretty good, right? So the average sale price is the average between $15 and $30. So it's 45 divided by 2 is $22.5. So $22.5 per ship times, my hunch is by now they've sold about 15,000 to 20,000 ships, is what? If it was 20,000 ships, for the sake of argument, 20,000 times $22, yeah, it's $500,000. $500,000 or so. Yeah. That'd be my hunch. Oh, in the first 3 days. So, you know, there's that. $500,000 in the first 3 days. I mean, it's not going to make or break the financials of a company, but it'll pay for the salary of some people for some time, so it's good. You missed double engineered distros on sound. Well, if it makes you feel any better, the double engineered distros are garbage. So you missed a pile of garbage. I can show you how much garbage they are because I have them here. I think.
Yeah, that's shit.
They're really bad. Like these are ones. Like this is it classes as system focus, but it's really system and engine, right? So, and by the way, they're worse than a system, worse than an engine in their respective categories. But who gives a damn, right? I mean, if you want an engine-focused power distributor, you get an engine-focused, and it's better than this one. If you want a weapons-focused power distributor, I don't know why you would want one. There's very few reasons to have one, but if you wanted that one, you get it, the weapons-focused one. You should probably not get any of these, and you should get a charge enhanced regardless because it has better recharge than anyone. And system capacity and system recharge is effectively useless for pretty much any human being. So those things are complete garbage. So you missed the double engineered PDs. Do not feel sorry. I personally, I don't think we'll ever use those. They are a complete waste of module space. I might even sell them at some point. I'm keeping them for entertainment purposes, but they are completely useless. Now, the point defense that instead was just delivered, that I think will have some interesting questions about how useful it is. Actually, I've been busy with preparing for this fight, and now there's this new miner ship coming out, so there's going to be some, and there's some other projects I'm working on, so I probably won't do much with them, but at some point, when things kind of slow down a bit, I might actually do something with the point defense and see how well they work in a number of scenarios, because the focus point defense are something I wanted to kind of get my hands on for a very long time, but very, very few people had them. Like the CG that gave them away originally was like 800 years ago, and very, very few people participated and got them, so they weren't common. Now, obviously, they are, so... Yeah, they might be somewhat more redeemable if you could put experimentals on them, but you can't, so, you know. The Panther might be redeemable if it could turn, but it can't, so, whatever. Opinions on new ship reveal? I mean, the question is, do you want opinions or do you want leaks? Because I'm going to make a video about leaks, and the thing is, I don't know, I think most people here don't want leaks. I mean, there's a number of people that don't want leaks, and I try to keep myself very diligent about being very deliberate about when I do leaks, I label them as such, so people who want to watch them, they watch them, but people who don't want to be spoiled are not going to be spoiled, so I don't think I'm going to talk about leaks here. I do know, roughly, yeah, what the new ship kinda is, but I'll be talking about it in a separate video, probably in the next day or two. What do you think it would take to stay in the top 75% of VCG? I don't know, 3, 4, 5,000 tons. I think if you draw 5,000 tons, you're good. Is my hunch. But who knows, right? Right now it's at 2,000 tons. I don't think it's gonna be more than doubling, but we'll see. I mean, there's strong opinions about leaks, you know, like the guys at Canon hate me because I do leaks. The guy at Front Developments hate me right now because I do leaks. But, you know, it's in my mind part of like being on the side of the commanders and the players. It's like, if there's information circulating that a few commanders have but others don't, I think it's fair to make sure that most people have that information. Why not? And then what you do with it is up to you, right? At least that's my spirit, and that's not very compatible with being an elite partner, which is why I'm no longer an elite partner program member. Right. And I am totally happy with it. It was the right choice. It was kind of like a mistake to apply and be accepted in the first place. Right. It was not something that should have been done. But that's behind us, so now we're back to reporting without any strings attached. All right, I think we made it through. Now we're going to where are you guys sending me, which is this. Where are you guys sending me? What was it? Haddad.
It's Haddad without H.
Haddad. Haddad lost an H. And I need to buy aluminum there because everything else is sold out, right?
Sounds like it.
People say,
no,
oh gosh,
there
this
like
ship flies so
leftovers
much
from the
faster
steel and
already.
titanium.
Woo! This ship can now move.
Insane.
Gosh, this sounds so much better than what I was flying earlier. Wow. Sorry. I know it still flies like garbage, but it flies so much better than before. I'm getting kind of the hang of it.
And no frozen windshield.
And that too. That helps. Yeah, Werner, I will do a video about leaks, but not in the stream because I want to respect people. Oh, this is the fogging. Oh, the fogging is also terrible.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Do I think the Goids will attack again, or will it be a new enemy like the Guardian AI machines? I sincerely doubt there's going to be a new enemy like Guardian AI machines. What I hope is not that the Thargoids attack, is that we attack. What I hope is that somebody finally opens up Call 70 and we go and kick their butt in their home area. So what do I do in Haddad? Where do I go in Haddad? Banach Orbital, is that where you're sending me, guys? It's a refinery.
No. You need the
it's a refinery.
Alvarez terminal.
Alvarez terminal.
Alvarez.
All right. That's where we're going. Yeah, I want to take the fight of the bugs, exactly.
Shit.
Have you seen on the right? There is an old Panther Clipper. On the right, there is an... Oh, that... No, I'm missing it. Hold on, where? Somewhere around here? I don't see an old Panther Clipper. Right front of a dashboard. Uh-oh. See, I wasn't paying attention. Boom. Hello.
It's generally over.
Oh, because the planet was in the way. Oh, that tends to be a problem.
Yeah, either relogo.
Oh, I see it. I see the Panther Clipper now. It's right below. Like if you look at the holo awards, like the rightmost holo awards with the 3 yellow stars, it's right underneath that one. Like you can see it. It's tiny. But that's the original Panther Clipper. So cool. I didn't know this at Dito. Thank you for pointing it out. It warms my heart. I used to fly that ship when I was a kid. Like on my 486 like PC. My very first PC.
That's actually a very cool detail.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably show it in free cam. It might look a little better. But right now, let me just get into the station. Your dad did. I'd probably be your dad, age-wise. Right. Can you see the 2 button lights well enough? What are the button lights?
What we can see is a very ugly cable below the window.
Yeah, that's that should be the heater of the. That should be connected to a heater of the.
Just one engineer from the crate just made it to the Panther.
Oh, let's end the poll, which by the way I kept going for like ages. I forgot to end it. So 3 out of 4 people are saying that FDEP will extend the CG, and 1 out of 4 people here are saying that they won't. So my hunch is that they will, and I can tell you my very, very human rationale for that is I think they want to go on vacation in August, and they don't want to deal with new stuff or CG's ending or having to hand out rewards. and they want most of the office to be able to shut down and enjoy some nice downtime after now that the Panther is out, while things are kind of generally slow in the summer.
It's definitely gonna auto-extend, and we have some scaled steps prepared 100%.
See if I can go in free cam and point to the... How do I don't think, yeah, I don't think I can do it here. Can't really see it from here, right? Well, you can, but it doesn't look... What the heck is... Yeah, this is one of the problems of the ship, is like, autodock is garbage. Doesn't know how to autodock this ship. I think this might be the one reason to still use the cutter, is like, at least the cutter can autodock. What are you doing? Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Alright.
Get some help.
Get some help.
Huh? Docking and flight assist off for the record, because I find it a lot easier than docking in while trying to rotate this thing. People think flight assist off is crazy hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually maybe sometimes easier than flying flight assist in ammo. Gotta slow down here though. There we go. Oops. The problem here is like keep switching from my autopilot to my kind of regular one. Boom. Alright. Do you think auto launch works? Or is auto launch not even gonna work? You had no problem with auto docking, so maybe it's just my auto dock that doesn't work. It was damaged by the Hydra. Like, what am I carrying in 83 tons of cargo? Tritium, which I forgot to kind of like turn in to my car. Whatever. Should I just dump it? Like, yeah, fine.
Yes.
Dumped. All right, what am I buying? I'm buying metals, right? Aluminum, I guess.
Yes.
Aluminum,
titanium, or steel.
I don't really care.
Sounded like aluminum is the one that's left.
The real question is, does this thing have class 7 racks available? Because like, if so, I need to swap one of these out.
That would be convenient.
If I can find where it is. There. Racks? Yes, I do. I don't know why I stored the other one, but buy more aluminum. We got 1,200 tons square. That's nice. Let's see if auto launch works. And now I gotta go to conflicting with camera controls. I don't think autodock conflicts with camera controls, by the way. I doubt that is a thing.
It doesn't. I used external cam while auto docking in the Panther earlier.
Yeah, same.
They have a 7 Mark II, but the 7 Mark II I already have. So it's just the... You have 8 billion credits, and you fought with all your money worth on the Hydra. Oh, I mean, this is my pocket spending money, Dragon Eye. My actual money is a little bit higher than that. If you look at my carry balance in the top right here. I don't know if you can see it because we have the sort of overlay. We can turn that off. Here, you should be able to see it up here. It's slightly higher. But even then, even if I had only 8 billion, maybe I would have staked it all anyway. Because, you know, high stakes are not always a bad thing. High stakes make things interesting every now and then. Right. Yeah, a little more than that. And that's after, you know, buying 100 Anacondas for people who fought during the Battle of Seoul at Hudson. That's after giving away some other billions here and there. Right? But money's not a problem at this point in the game. Yeah, it was intense. I don't know what people think here, in my opinion, is that it was intense. Glory to mankind. All right, where do I go? Where is the CG system? I gotta turn the carriers off. 'Cause I am in Minerva. Is it Starlight Station or is it
go to the
which
Starlight
one?
Station? Yep.
Starlight Station.
Always.
All right, thank you guys. All right. People are talking about making money with CMN composite and the like. Go to mankind. Yeah. After some serious AX experience, I think Thargoids fight more fair than pirates without flight assist. Yeah, with some of that. That's true. I mean, yeah, you're right about the humans recover from attacks. I mean, there's so many loose ends right now in terms of plot-wise in the game. I mean, what happened with Shojin? What happened with Salvation? What happened with the people that were brought back from the biostorage capsules? What happened with the Guardian AI? Where did the Goids go, and what happens with their quote home system that to date remains inaccessible as far as permit lock is concerned? Why can't we still go to Polaris? And what's the deal with... I mean, there's so many loose ends in the game sort of story right now. And I'm not going to start talking about Raxa because it kind of annoys me to death. And I know people love the mystery and whatnot, but I think it's a complete red herring in my opinion. That's just myth for the sake of myth. After Shillette exchange in-game credits for arcs would be a huge incentive for playing more. So making credits to buy arcs? Slippery slope. Slippery slope, right? I mean, there's some benefit to it, Lalo, but, you know, even Line lets you sort of trade Plex for in-game credits, or ISK, as they call them in even Line. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing, because then people kind of sell ISK. I mean, you start getting into a real economy where, like, credits are sold for cash at some point, and that creates a bit of an iffy community, in my opinion. Let's see if Autodoc works this time around, or not. Let's see what work want to do. Makes arcs tradable between players. That's another interesting idea. Overhaul things where players can meaningfully engage in trading contract endeavors. Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of contract... I mean, we'll see what Vanguards bring. I honestly, based on what I heard so far, sadly, I have very low expectations for Vanguard, because gameplay-wise, it doesn't look like they've added pretty much anything. The only thing Vanguards will do for us as the Xenostrike Force, in my mind, is it'll make our premium ammo restocks a little cheaper. That's the only thing I think it'll do. Because other than that, sure, having a squadron carrier is cool. It's all good and fine, and if it's somewhat bigger than a normal carrier, all the benefit for things that you want to do as a squadron. But, you know, trading ships but not letting people trade engineered modules, that is so incredibly lame. Like, so incredibly lame. It's like saying, oh, we want you guys to trade and collaborate, but you know what? We're not going to let you trade anything useful. We're just going to let you trade stuff that you're not going to use anyway. WTF, right? And yes, Dragon Eye, I did the fight with premium ammo, although based on how the fight went, in hindsight, I feel I could have done it also with basic ammo, but premium ammo is like, with 8 billion at stake, something I decided to go with. Alright, so what are we doing here? We're signing up for the CG first, and then we're selling crap, right? This one. Sign up.
XSF might have a decal, right?
Might have a what?
A decal.
A decal. Yeah, a decal. We might have a decal, but also the decals are kind of like pretty sort of standard, right?
Yeah, it's their name.
Oh, this made it through
As
for
of
once.
now.
Yeah, I mean, again, but, you know, does having a decal really change the experience of a squadron? You know what I mean? It's like...
No.
No.
It's like... Okay, cool, guys. We got a decal. You know, congratulations, pat on the back. Now, what are we gonna do with it? I don't know. We already have a uniform. Like, I think our uniform is more cool than a decal, if you ask me. Like, no. Is it gonna?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
It worked. Wow. Our place.
Yeah, surprisingly, the auto dock when it works magnificent.
Arcs for top placing CG arenas. Yeah, I agree. I mean, in general, I think they could up the arcs that they give out. Like, they really give out a misery in arcs. Now that they basically multiplied the arcs of everything by like 3, like, they should have upped also the amount of arcs that are obtainable in game, right? Like, cause my general view is like, if you're going to make a lot of things accessible through paid arcs, then you should also give people the ability to earn more in game. 400 arcs a week. I mean, somebody should do a math conversion, but it's like pennies, right? Pennies worth, and pennies worth is just not. It's just not meaningful to a player base. So why, right?
The one good thing they did with the arcs was for when we were fighting titans, and for each heart depends on the damage, you could get some arcs. That was pretty neat.
I mean, it was still a pittance, but it was a step in the right direction in my head. It was still a true pittance. It was what, 400 if you were in the top 10% or something, which is again pennies. It's absolute pennies. And look, here's the thing. I'm probably more inclined on spending $10 on your game if you make me earn $10 worth of stuff while playing the game. And I think that's probably true for most people in the game, right? But I'm sure they've done their math, and it's really peanuts. I mean, there are a lot of things like I deleted the sort of system architect email, but even the system architect, you know, you get paid what, $1 million a week if you have a really built up system. And your carrier costs 34. So it's like, come on, guys. At least make me pay for half of my carrier, you know, with a really big or a number of smaller build-up systems. But nope. You
probably even weirder question. But has anyone met someone who had like more than like 5 million from one system?
That's a funny thing, is that
the text.
No, not from one system, from any system, right? From any collection of systems. Because by the way, they have this rule that they get a tax of revenue above 5 million. Except 5 million, it's so outrageously insane in terms of stuff that you need to build, but nobody in the entire game, or maybe, I don't know, some 1 or 2 people who are super determined and nobody's ever heard of because they're just playing hauler, builder, and that's all they do in their life. Like, except for maybe 1 or 2 people, nobody has ever hit 5 million credits a month. Like, so nobody even knows what the tax is because nobody's hit that amount. Like,
just out of curiosity, I want to speak with that man who has like 5 million payout. Just to ask what is the tax, because it's just dumb.
No, it's okay. They're never gonna talk to you. They're too busy hauling.
I have only seen one guy reaching 4 mil. That's it. Still impressive though.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much I get paid, but it's a pittance. Right.
You can still like somewhat count it with the system score.
Oh, you're right. You can multiply that by 10% or something, right?
Yeah.
Right. 1 second. Let me rebuy aluminum and launch out here and then.
Do you think they're going to increase the payouts if it ever, you know, gets full released? Or do you think these are the final intended values?
I have the faintest idea. I mean, if they ever wanted to do anything like close to rebalancing things, they should.
Yeah.
Gerwin is saying he's reached 2.5 million. My score, I kind of need to add them individually, right? This is nothing. This is nothing. This is 22, like 28, plus 25, 40, 53, 56, 59, 100 total. So yeah, I got a I got a million a week or something. Like, and Pete, yes, I did take down the Hydra. Like, among the clash of the heavyweights, the Panther walked away and the Hydra did not. What is my autopilot doing?
Ship is incoming, so it just distance itself.
Well, it's not it's nothing incoming.
Ah, it's outcome, sorry.
Yeah. You want to build a Thargoid friendship sector in the Pleiades one day. Well, there's basically no Thargoids left in the Pleiades almost. So you gotta speed, you gotta hurry up, man. If that's what you want to do, it's gotta hurry. Right.
I don't think there are
Also
like
just-
any free systems left. Yes.
I also want to mention that you effectively decimate a Thargoid population in the system by colonizing it. Just saying.
That's what I was mentioning.
You will actively kill them. Oh well. At least displace them.
Or as I have called, the funny button colonization. Yeah.
Is the Panther bigger than the Hydra? That's a good question. Like, we should put a Panther and a Hydra side by side and test. But I mean, in terms of mass, I can tell you, I'm reasonably confident that the Panther is higher mass because in my tests, and you should ask me about how I did my tests because there's a story there. But in my tests, my conclusion is that the mass of an interceptor is about 800 tons. Plus or minus maybe 50 tons, but about 100 tons. 800 tons.
Hey, Mechan, why did you test that?
How did I test that? Well, the way I tested that is I took ships of different mass, like the 800-ton Chieftain, like the 400-ton DBX, like the 160-ton Courier, and I rammed them into Thargoids. That's how I tested. And
That sounds fun.
it is a lot of fun. And basically, depending on what happens when you ram things of different mass, the behavior changes a lot. So, for instance, if you ram a Courier into a Hydra, the Hydra basically doesn't even move, and your Courier just stops dead in its track, and it's just stuck there. You just ram straight into a Hydra. It's just like running into a brick wall. However, if you ram, let's say, a Panther, or much better, to be honest, a Cutter, if you ram a Cutter into a Hydra, you're gonna send the Hydra flying away. If you ram something like an Anaconda or a Chieftain that tend to be in the 800 to 1,000 ton range, that's when things kind of sort of even out. That yes, you kind of push somewhat through, but you also kind of get pushed back quite a bit. That's where it seems like the push forward versus get pushed back seems to balance itself out. That's how I've gotten to my 800 ton figure in terms of how mass. In terms of the actual mass, it's probably more in the 1,000 ton with all the stuff and the like, but yeah, that's a ballpark. It's an ambush. Yeah, community goals are always an ambush. Otherwise, people like to make fun of me for my block list. There's a pretty extensive block list on my end that tends to make things manageable also in open, for the most part. Not entirely, but for the most part. A tiny fighter or wreckage in the debris field that stops your cutter dead at impact. Yeah, some things have some things are considered immovable objects for some reason or another, and they tend to do that, right? But yeah, many of my engineering tests involve ramming things. Some involve shooting things, some involve exploding things, some involve exploding myself, some involving ramming things at a significant velocity. Oh, the chat and community goals is always entertaining. Why are you all here? Go kill some Thargoids, you slackers.
Yeah.
Forget the fact that I'm also here. Well, I just killed a Hydra in this thing, right? So I guess get away with it, but somewhat. Oh, by the way, I should terminate my bond while I'm here. My Hydra bond. Bingo. Boom. Hydra bomb cached. Let's sell more junk. I think we do maybe 2 more or something like that, and then we're kind of should be fine. I've never killed a Fargo before. Now is a great day to kill your first one. I don't want to enjoy holy events. Killing Thargoids is the most holy thing you could do in your life. Thou shalt not kill is like one of his first big rules. Yeah, but Thargoids weren't around them, so it doesn't apply to them clearly. Aren't Thargoids kind of hard to fight as a new player? Well, they are hard to fight also as an experienced player. Yeah, player. Alright, let's go to the thing. Kill a few scouts on Xbox. Well, that's a good place to start. Take it. Shards are... Scouts are not a good place to start. Here's Haddad, or Haddad without the H. Branch up fire with. Alright. Killed bugs today. Am I allowed to do something else? Well, sure. I mean, first of all, you don't need my permission to do anything in the game, so you're allowed to do whatever you choose yourself to allow yourself to do. And great that you kill some bugs, so, like, take it and by all means do anything else you want to do in the game. I've also kind of killed my bug today. I've only killed one. It was a big one, though. Big green one. Scouts with Vulture is fun, especially if you mount the Azimuth multi-cannons. 2 of those on a Vulture is pretty cool. I haven't done X fighting for years. Question, are the Guardian SLF any good versus Goids? They are absolutely terrible. They die pretty much instantly. They have like 10 hull hit points and the Interceptors do phasing damage. In fact, if you look at the Guardian SLFs, it makes you seriously wonder, how did the Guardians win against the Thargoids? Because these things basically get one shot by Interceptors. So it's like, either the Thargoids have evolved since then, or you kind of seriously wonder, how did the Guardians win? Because they certainly didn't win with these things against what we know as Interceptors nowadays. You'd like glass cannon builds to become viable somehow. Well, they are viable. I mean, I don't know if it's a glass cannon, but I've done a Hydra almost 100% run, so almost without entirely getting hit with a Viper Mark III, with absolutely 0 internals, and lightweight alloy armor, which had a total of 96 hull hit points. 96. 96. It's like really not a lot, considering like that's like 1 Hydra volley of damage. Actually less than that. Very high DPS and very high maneuverability, but paper armor. Well, there are a few ships like that. Well, sort of, in a way. Not so much for Interceptor, I want to say, because like, but very maneuverable ships also don't have very large distros. I think the ship that is the most maneuverable that has a class 7 distro is the Crate Mark II. Actually, the Crate Phantom probably. But Crate Phantom really misses on that missing hard point, so the Mark II is probably more preferable in that regard. But yeah, none of that you would say have paper armor, right? I think most ships you can make reasonably tanky. Like the ships that you can make tanky are kind of the ones that are really, really tiny. Have I ever done a Hydra with Mandalay? Yes, not only have I done it, was I the first ever to do the Hydra in a Mandalay? No. Was I in early access for a Mandalay? I'm trying to remember. No, I think that was before. Or was it the first ship? Yeah, I had it in early access.
Mandalay.
I had it in early access, I think. No? That was a mistake.
I don't know. Mandalay came out last year. I don't know. Didn't you get accepted like at the beginning of the year? Isn't that the cycle?
I know I did one of the ships. It might have been the Cobra Mark V that I did in early access then. No.
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't know.
The Type 8 I didn't do in early access. I did very first Type 8 versus Hydra outside of early access, because like I know that Rain Man tried with the Type 8, but he didn't get it during early access. And so when it released, I did it like on day 1 or day 2 or something like that. And then I know I did one of the other ships as a sort of world first Hydra. I can't remember. I think it might have been the Mandalay in early access, but I may be mistaken. And then pretty sure we did the Corsair as well. And that was the last thing I did as a elite partner. Right. Then I left the program. And I did not do the very first Panther Hydra. Muku did it, but I wasn't going for it. I could have done it. That I could have done on day 1 easily. And I think people who are here who are seeing me practice can attest to that. But I wasn't going for that. I was like, I have enough world first ships to my name, and at least one world only ship to my name against Hydra. That's the Adder. No one else has ever killed a Hydra in an Adder. One other person has killed a Hydra in an Eagle. One. But the yeah, I was more interested in doing this fight because for me, doing a 1,000-ton, 8 billion stake hauler, true hauler, like this was a true hauler. Like I had 1,000 tons of cargo, actually 1,024 tons of cargo in my hold. So this was a real mega hauler fight against the Hydra with high stakes. It's just more interesting to me than just taking a big empty ship and killing a Hydra, which I knew I could have done 3 hours after the ship was released, or 1 hour after the ship was released. It's time to kind of ship it to the Pleiades and find a Hydra. Right. Did the Hydra with a flatbed, the Sidewinder? That was me. That was me, but that was in Legacy, and that was using a bug, so that one doesn't really count. Like, I mean, it's a remarkable, just meme-worthy thing that's like got attention. But as far as the AX community is concerned, it's a fight that doesn't really count because he used an ammo damage bug. I was the first to do it in the Eagle. Again, now another person has done it. I was the first, and I am the only person who have done it in an Adder. Trying to think about other kind of remarkable ships. I'm one of a handful of people who has done it in the Viper Mark III. I actually haven't done it in the Cobra Mark III, believe it or not. I was building a Cobra Mark III 4AX, but then I got sidetracked and I never did it. And so I am one of a handful of people who could do it in a Cobra Mark III who's never done it in a Cobra Mark III. But also not exactly high on my priority list. Wish you had never played in the same instance to record a fight as a spectator. Well, I mean, we had a few hundred spectators live for the event. That was still pretty good. And then the problem is once you start having more people in the instance, things get really wacky and you start getting bugs and lag and all kind of awful things. So, I mean, we could do it now. We could do it again. But, you know, we're 1,000 tons of limpets. Well, no, now I've kind of re-kitted the whole ship, so who cares? I think that ship has sailed, but... Right. I have no clue how you do it when the Hydra have more regeneration and you can damage it. Well, that's the thing. We use a bug. Like, a bug that still exists in Legacy mode, but that was fixed in live mode. Yeah, I know what you mean, Supreme Commander, but even if you have just a person sitting in your ship doing nothing, just the fact of having two clients that are passing information about NPCs and the like results in bugs. So... something good, especially for such a complex high-stakes fight, I personally wanted to avoid. We might be able to get some footage, like, in terms of, like, third-party people taking screenshots and like. I also have to say, very, very few people know how to fly the camera, how to fly the external camera. Because in order to do it, to do it really well, you need analog controls. You need either a HOTAS or a joypad. Preferably a joypad with analog thumbsticks. That's what Burr's wife Rini does, and she probably is one of the best people as far as flying the camera is concerned in the whole game. Ansek knows how to do it. Does pretty well. I don't know actually a lot of other people. I think those are the two people, or the only two people I think are really exceptional at doing that. Otherwise, most people just use digital controls and it looks super wonky and poof. Right. And maybe you do it well, Akan does. Like, but most people I tried with, yeah. I mean, but wait, I'm not on that list. I don't have a connected joypad, and honestly, I also don't want to mess with my controls too much. So I actually have an Xbox Elite controller, but I've never connected it to Elite because when you connect more things to Elite, your controls go haywire, and then trying to fix them is a pain. But yeah, it would have been cool to kind of record a fight also in third-party view. Like, still, I hope the first-person view was not too boring. I thought it was interesting. I had fun doing it. Right? You kind of probably would have recorded it from the bottom because the Guardian Gauss fires from the bottom. All the 2M2S is mounted on the was mounted on the bottom. So Siva's, there's, well, now I kind of got stuck in the, my camera got stuck in the middle. So see, that's one of the things of like not knowing how to fly the camera. What I was trying to say before I got stuck, and I'm gonna probably re-get stuck because I'm gonna be bunched in. This is the Gauss hardpoints. Like, where's the top one? Oh, there it is. See, there's the bottom Gauss, which is this one here. And then there's the, wow, I got stuck in it. There's the medium and two smalls, which are there. And now, well, fade to black. Whatever. But you get the gist. That's the one that had the best convergence. That is what allowed me to snipe the hearts of the Hydra so precisely. Because otherwise you, wherever else you put the weapons, you just don't have anything like decent convergence. It's interesting to have a hauler with 1,200 tons of cargo, though. That I'm kind of not used to. Oh, wait. 30 million per trip? It's a good amount of money. Even, like, considering you're just chatting away while kind of, like, going back and forth. Is this, like, my third trip or second trip? I kind of lost count, even.
Third, probably.
Third.
You can check.
Welcome to hauling.
I'll
You
do
just lose yourself to
You
it.
just lose yourself to
The
chatting.
bottom one.
People are making billions, apparently, from this CG.
Yeah, one guy just bought a carrier like
Make
in
Yeah.
the morning.
money.
It kind of pays a little bit more even than the average like fleet carrier by order prices for every ton you deliver.
So many Panthers, yeah, quite a few Panthers. Oh, I didn't check the... I'll check the how many Panthers came through in the last 24 hours next time I dock. Because that'll be interesting, actually.
Well, I think the number may be a bit higher than the one I posted in the VC.
See. Six, four,
Well,
36,000
36,000 Panthers, so like unique fighting.
Healing Thargoids makes money faster. Tell people the truth. Pocket money. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like using digital controls for external camera just looks like crap. It's you want analog or controls of some kind. Could I record a Thargoid fight with a gunner? Somebody who's not on the other side of the globe, of course. I've done that. Like, if you look at Academy, if you look at Anti-Xeno Academy, the demo fight against the Cyclops with a Meta Chieftain that I do, I'm flying and command. I think it was Commander Shrinky. I'm trying to remember who it was. Maybe it was that. It was maybe some. Who was it flying me? I can't even remember. Maybe it was Shrinky. It was someone. Like, but I had a gunner who, and we actually have that fight, which I thought was actually pretty cool. I don't know how well it came out in terms of production, but we actually have a picture-in-picture. So we have the main gameplay that you can see, like you're seeing, say, now, and then we have a top right picture-in-picture of the external camera that's synced up. That basically shows, while you see the main thing of what's going on inside the cockpit, you also see what's happening from a third-party view outside in the picture-in-picture view, which I thought was a pretty cool production concept, but I haven't really repeated it since then. Like, I guess I'd have to have some kind of particular tutorial reason to do it, and I just haven't had one. Your Space Mouse driver to be accepted as a joystick, right? Yeah. What are After gonna do when everyone has an abundance of credits and a carrier, which means credits are worthless? I don't know. As for people on this voice call, I don't know how you guys feel, but I think for us, credits already are worthless. Right? The real currency of Elite, in my mind, are maths. Maths for engineering, maths for synthesis of stuff. Credits are just whatever.
Maths and knowledge, to be honest.
Yeah, but knowledge isn't a currency. Like, I mean, knowledge is something that makes a difference in terms of how people perform, like, and what they
Yeah, also you can
do,
share and
like,
multiply it.
yeah. Knowledge can be
Materials.
multiplied.
You have to grind. And after actively breaks things, so it gets more difficult. Well, okay, they actively made it easier with some patches, of course. We all appreciated that last year. But recently they broke the flag farming method to a degree. So it's kind of harder than it used to be for raw
They
materials.
broke what? Oh, yeah, yeah.
The drone farming. Yeah. It's still kind of possible, but a lot harder to just place.
Yeah, you also burn through more limpets because like some part of them will still die even if you get that specific angle.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Dragonite, the knowledge ceiling in Elite is incredibly high. Like, there are just so many tips and tricks. I don't know if you saw the video I posted earlier this week about fast travel, for example. I mean, that's something that some people know, and they've been using it sometimes for years. But I want to dare to say 95% plus of the community have no freaking idea. Right? Saludos, perro. Bienvenido a lo stream, o como se dice, no sabe. My Spanish isn't terrible, but I'll do my best.
The thing about the teleports, I like have a somewhat cool story about it. How me and my friend just discovered it randomly. I can tell if you want.
Sure. I mean, yeah, go for telling. I mean, the thing is, like, some things are just discovered randomly by mistake, and then, hey, there's something here.
So, we were bored at the Spire site, just like shooting all the officers, farming all of our 40 mil credits. So, we just wanted to use another ships. So, like Corvette, Carter, Eagle, Imperial Eagle, Siberia, anything. Just not the optimal loadout. So, one of our friends called an Imperial Eagle from Colonia to the carrier. He just used that Eagle to fly to the Spire site and die to the caustic.
And then he ended up in Cologne. Ended up back in Cologne. Right, yeah.
In the next minute, he was screaming like, "Why the hell I'm in Cologne?" We're like, maybe he was joking. No, we even checked the map, and he was in Cologne. We then like somewhat reverse engineered it, just to travel back and forth. And yeah, that was pretty fun. But the can't really express the raw reaction. It was funny as hell.
Yeah. I mean, but look, the beauty of it is I'm kind of also learning things almost every week, right? You know, I did not know about glide skipping, for example, until 2 weeks ago, until I saw that video from Tishtech, and then I was like, God, this is really interesting. Like, we should talk about this more broadly. But I didn't know about it. I didn't know about the funny Hull Anacondas until like this week, honestly. I didn't realize how the stacking of resistances work and how that bug happened. So that's gonna be a video for next week. Like, but again, and you know, you have 4,000 hours in the game. I have a lot too. Like, you just keep learning things on a weekly basis, and there are, you know, meaningful things that make, you know, the game significantly harder, easier, or different, if you know what you're doing. Oh, you're welcome. It does help a lot. You shouldn't thank me, by the way. You should thank Tishtech, who decided to make that video originally, because I would have no idea about it otherwise. Meta alloys until an hour ago. Now I carry metals, and I just cashed a 60 million Hydra bond. Smile. Yes, now I went back to being... I don't even think I'm particularly glorified. I'm just Space Trucker unglorified. Can you still disable stations by selling certain Thargoid things? Yeah, you can still... What used to be called UA Bomb Bank, which was an unknown artifact, now is... That's Thargoid probes, right? Not Thargoid sensors? I think you can still... Like, I think
probes, probably.
I think you can still shut down stations by doing that, but I can't remember.
Not because
No?
I think not because there's like some Galnet news mentioned that the stations ordered some materials that made this impossible.
Oh, okay. So they kind of got rid of that. That was, by the way, the gameplay value of that was 0, honestly. And it was just an annoying way to grief other people, so I am glad they turned it off. Right.
Maybe someone here who plays a lot longer than me, but wasn't the colonial ship that Orbis bombed with the UAs that made it to go off course? No?
I don't know if it was the UAs. We all know it went off course, right? That's the whole Jacques station story. But I can't remember the lore reason why that happened, though. Right. That was a long time ago, too. Right. And yeah, people used them to kind of UA bomb community goal stations, which was just lame. Right. I mean, it was funny maybe the first time, the 5th time it was not funny anymore. Somebody say something about how perfect this autopilot is. I just lost 14% hull. Like, is it gonna be insured? Is it insured? Because like there's 41,000 credits that insurance owes me.
This is but a scratch.
This is but a scratch. Alright, let's do this, and let's do one more, and I think then we're done with this trucking.
By the way, if you want to just check the stocks of all the Trailblazer ships, they're like...
Oh, I forgot to...
I know, they're catastrophically low, so yeah.
I'm actually, I mean, next to maybe I want to check the... how many ships went through in the last 24 hours stuff. Yeah, colonization is a big trucker sim, I agree. Let's see how many people went through. Local news. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. 51,000 Panthers. I estimated 20,000. It's 51,000. But are these counted? Like, if I come in and go with my same ship,
it's individual flight in the system.
It's individual flight. Yeah, so if I come in 4 times, it counts me as 4.
Yeah.
Or does it count me as 1?
It counts you as 4.
You sure? Because these otherwise like, shouldn't exist.
90% sure.
90% sure? Hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can ask the specs from the BGS systems, but
anyway, it's 5 times Type 9. Who brought Type 10 here? I don't know, but okay. And the cutter is competitive with Type 9 as expected. Type 8 being somewhere behind it, and then a bunch of random stuff. Or Type 7 needs some love. That ship is so unfortunate. Mandy's, Anacondas, Corsairs, Corvettes, Asps, and the rest is random stuff.
I'm more impressed that someone is still using Quebec.
You think the Quebec? I want to know who brought a Crusader to this event. Who is the one person who flew to this CG with a Crusader? Speak up now. I want to know. Respect the Crusader. By the way, I've never built a Crusader. I should build one because I should. I have a Chief, I have a Charlie, and I never even bought a Crusader. But I should. Have I sold my stuff? I have sold my stuff, right? Yeah, I did. All right, off we go again.
Ship released. You are clear to leave.
The CG has 16,500 contributors, so the number is multiplied by the number of holes.
It is multiplied. Okay, so that's more reasonable, I guess. Like, I was at 50,000 play. I didn't even know Elite had 50,000 active players. Like, I mean, I thought that number was more in the like 15, 20,000 number, but oh no, I lost my Haddad. There we go. So we're all space truckers here. Not all space truckers. Well, too late. Crusader versus Hydra. Oh, that would be easy. I mean, a Crusader versus Hydra is like... I'd do that. Like... I don't think I'd do that blindfolded like I did the Cyclops versus Crate, but... I would do that very, very, very easily. Very easily. As in, it would be boringly easy. AX station defense zones would be amazing. In fact, I've tried to suggest something that involves that. So far, they haven't listened to me. Like, I have a mixed track record of Frontier listening to me. Like, 80% of the time they ignore me. 20% of the time they listen, and it's usually actually a combination of two different things. 10% of the time, they listen to me because I pointed out something that's so broken and so outrageous and so shameful that they can't ignore it, and so they fix it. Like, the placement of the hard points on the Panther was one of those such things. It wasn't just me, but it was also me. The can damage the core anytime bug on the Titan was one of those such things, and that definitely was just me. And then there's probably like a half dozen other things where I'm like just telling you guys, you know, this is just outrageous, you gotta fix it. So that's 10% of it. All the 20, that's half of the times that they actually listen to me. And the other half of the times they listen to me is when I guess there's enough interest from the community. Like, you know, the reason they did something about the blockade of HIP 22460 was not because I said something. They couldn't care less if Mechan says something. The reason they did something is because there were 2,000 people signed up for that event. And when there's 2,000 people sign up for an event, then they pay attention. And they decided, oh, okay, this thing is actually something people are interested in, and they're actually going to get involved. So, you know what? Let's make something out of this. And that's why they made it into a canon, proper in-game event. Which was awesome, by the way. It's great that they did that. But yeah, it wasn't just Mechan saying blah, and they listening to blah. They'll listen when there's 2,000 or more people talking about blah. Otherwise, they're like, whatever. Right? Yeah, I mean, look, how much cargo capacity it has or it should have, I mean, this is just like whole debate. I mean, it's got 50% more capacity than the cutter, even though it's slower. And has somewhat less jump range laden, so, I mean, it's definitely better. It's like the best hauler in the game for mass hauling, like these CGs and colonization, so I think there's hardly any debate on that. But I think there's a bunch of people who had in their heads hoped that it was going to be like double the cutter or something like that. And so when it turned out to be, quote, only 50% more, they kind of somehow, you know, came up with a concept that it wasn't enough. You know, that's part of the issue with, like, you know, trickling down information about some of this stuff is like, sometimes you get people to hype things and it's a good thing. But sometimes you get people to set the wrong kind of expectation, and then that works against you. Oh, the trial for like the Great War Crime trial around Titan Haddad. I don't know if a lot of people here have seen that, because it was a while back, and for whatever reason, I don't think that was one of my most popular videos. Let me see if I can actually post it here, because I think it's actually one of the best videos we made. It was certainly one of the ones that we spent most effort and most time to make it into something really cool. That is War Crimes Short Film. That, yeah, that was quite the scene at the end, right? Well, don't spoil it for those who haven't seen it yet. Well, you already have, I guess, to a degree, but the final scene, it was fun. It was fun. Right. Did I buy whatever I was supposed to buy? Yes, I did. Oh, you were there, right? Oh, yeah, right, I remember. And Gorg of Doom, yeah, you're right. I think some people did the Imperial ranks grind and they actually want the cutter to be good. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the fact that the cutter is a lot faster than the Panther is actually something that it's still got going for it, you know? So it's a bit of a question mark. Like, sometimes you want to move, you know, 1,200 tons of cargo slowly. Sometimes you want to move 800 tons or 760, whatever the number is, tons of cargo quickly. And for the latter, the cutter is just better. Also, the cutter makes for a decent combat ship, which obviously the Panther does not, as you guys just saw. Right. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, it's hard to beat a ship that has a 50% more cargo capacity, right? That's a core thing. The chat in community goal systems is always fascinating. Always fascinating. Are we doing on time here? Yeah, and honestly, I don't know how you feel about it, but for live service games, which Elite is not, but kind of. Honestly, I think power creep is good. For the same reason, I think a tiny bit of inflation is good for an economy. As in, things to get better over time is just a normal and natural human thing, right? If everything was always balanced and always perfectly in sync, there would be no progress, there would be no reason to kind of move forward and come back, right? And it's not like, I mean, look, the way I think about it is like, they make better ships, great, we'll make harder challenges. That's like very easy, problem solved. It means you can do harder things with better ships, and we'll create challenges that match. And not a problem at all. Like, as far as commander skill is concerned, in terms of how you fly, doesn't matter if you're flying a Mandalay or a freaking keelback. In fact, I think I made that point a while back in during the Battle of Saul. I was hearing a lot of chat about how hard it was to go Titan bombing, and you needed a super engineered ship, and you needed like G5 everything, and you needed the best ship in the game, blah, 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 blah. And so I was like, you know what? Let's get a poll. What is the worst ship in Elite? And I think the two options were like the Cora Mark IV and the Keelback. And the Keelback won that, quote, competition as the worst ship in the game. To go Titan bombing. And so I said, okay, Keelback, worst ship in the game to go Titan bombing. I took a Keelback right out of Shindads, completely unengineered, zero engineering, and I took it to Corrillo to go Titan bombing. You saw that, right? Yeah. And I went Titan bombing, and the first time I was super unlucky. I got high predicted by 3 basilisks in a row. I didn't make it there. The second time, I did make it there. And yes, I had an SLF. I had a AX Taipan with me, which some random person on stream, by the way, joined me for. And I made it, I think it was gold in terms of color. It was called Bomby McBombyface. You remember? That's right. It was Bomby McBombyface, the Titan bomber, the Titan bombing unengineered Keelback. And I took that. I took that Titan boy. And again, the first time I didn't make it there, but the second time I did, and I actually went through the whole cycle, and I got more than enough credits to meet the rewards goal in a single dive with a freaking unengineered Keelback, and made it safely back to my carrier. And, you know, that really was just to make the point of saying, in this game, ships don't carry you. They can carry you sometimes, occasionally, but they don't have to, right? Oh, yeah, Hydra Keelback was done 100 years ago. Right? It's not easy, but it's also not the hardest thing in the world. And, again, you know, it was a little bit like, you know, what we're doing here, which is like, show that you can kill a Hydra in a mega hauler while carrying 8 billion worth of cargo in over 1,000 tons. And kind of makes a point. It's like saying, at some point, you get to a point where you are the one who carries your ship, not the other way around. And you can get there. And by the way, again, you don't need these super engineered, super fancy, super crazy ships to do this content. You need to know what you're doing. That's more important than having a G5 Chieftain for AX combat. And knowledge is the most powerful weapon in this game. Is there still a Rinzel around to kill player in a dropship? I have no idea. I think I'm in solo right now, I believe. Yeah, I'm in solo play, so I wouldn't know. Alright, I think, okay, fine. I have one more haul in me, and then that's it for today. Is it a fun hauler? To me, it's a bit of an oxymoron because I don't find hauling particularly fun. It's an effective hauler, that I give you. Fun, fun is a big word. Could be relaxing, could be chill, could be, I don't know, think about many other words. Fun, you know, this is not fun for me in the game. This is definitely not what I do for fun. Fun was what I was doing earlier with this ship, which was like trying to kill a Hydra with this thing was fun. That was fun. But hauling aluminum back and forth just to get, you know, 20 tons more cargo. Yeah, not my definition of fun. Yeah, they need to combine hauling with, yeah, they need more game loops in general. I think they just don't have enough. Also, exactly. I mean, that the whole ground on foot game feels like it's almost like a separate game. I mean, it's so not connected to anything else in the game that you kind of really scratch your head. I mean, you get a G5 Dominator suit and full kit to do what? To do high-level combat zones on the foot for just peanut credits? Maybe. I didn't haul meta alloys very far. Yeah, well, I wasn't planning to haul them very far. I was planning to stake them on a fight, and it worked. And it went it went the right direction. The Sidewinder cannot even get inside the Maelstrom. Well, that's not true. I got an Eagle inside the Maelstrom. A Sidewinder can get plenty far inside the Maelstrom. Alright. They really gotta fix the lighting. I have no idea what they did with lighting, though. Turbulence inside a cloud prevents it entirely from flying straight. Yeah, but you don't need to fly straight. I mean, you can kind of like still get through. A Sidewinder is very fast. They'll get through the caustic cloud very quickly. I've taken Sidewinders into a Maelstrom, plenty. As I said, I've taken even an Eagle. Taking an Eagle through a Maelstrom, now that one is tricky because you only have a single utility slot, which means that you have to use it for a Thargoid Pulse Neutralizer, which means that you don't have a Caustic Sink Launcher because you can't have that one. You only have one utility. So the only way you can, well, it's really two ways to get through. Like, the main way to get through the Caustic Cloud with an Eagle is to heat yourself up to 250% heat in silent running or something like that, so that you don't get caustic in the first place or it instantly burns off, and just make the crossing at 200% heat. It's like a burning kind of melting down kind of ship, kind of half wrecking your module, but at least you get through, and then repair yourself with an AFMU or something once you get to the other side. And then I don't know what you're gonna do with an Eagle there, but I used to park it inside a van. Actually, I have a screenshot of my Eagle parked inside a van because I was doing silly things. And let's see where it is. Where would I have put it on the screenshots? There it is. I think I found it. Let me pull it up here. Because it's one of those really stupid things that, oh, whatever. So this is an Eagle parked inside a Titan vent. Why did I have an Eagle parked inside a Titan vent? You can find your own answer to that question. I don't have any particularly good answers to that question, honestly. It was a very silly thing to do. Yeah, the Phoenix. It was definitely hot. I don't know if he came back from the dead once it eventually died. Yeah. It certainly got hot. The other way to get through, which does not require getting that hot, which used to work at the beginning before they increased the caustic amount. Now I don't know, now Titans are gone. But later on, I don't know if I would have worked, but you could have a friend with like a cutter or a clipper with a class 7 repair limpet, put a class 7 repair limpet on your Eagle, and that would basically out-repair the dam, or at least significantly reduce the damage that caustic was going to put on your hull. And it was enough to allow you to survive. You'd still get caustic, you'd still take hull damage, but the class 7 repair limpet would repair enough of the damage that it would let you get through. That was the other way to get through with an Eagle. In fact, I think the first time I originally did it this way, I think a friend put a friendly cutter put a class 7 limpet on my Eagle, and that's got me through. And that has the advantage of not wrecking half of your models on the way there. Cock versus Thargoids. Who's gonna win? I thought the Cock were super crappy enemies to begin with. Like, even the biggest Cock motherships are kind of pushovers in my mind. So I would say the Thargoids, hands down. Like, not even a contest. Like, the Thargoids are pretty challenging enemies. The Cock are total pushovers. Okay. The real question again, and talking about who's gonna win, since we walked away from that fight. The question is, what do we, as I was mentioning, what do we do with what 1,000 ton mana alloys? Anybody here have a bulk need for mana alloys? Let me know. The Guardian AI, I mean, nobody knows what happened to the Guardian AI. Maybe it made a deal with Salvation, as Salvation kind of uploaded his consciousness on some kind of Guardian construct of some kind. Maybe. Or who knows. I don't think we're gonna I don't think we're gonna create a whole new categories of enemies in Elite, if that's the question. I think we might. I don't think this is the last we saw the Titans. I think we're gonna see Titans again in the game, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, maybe, but I don't want to keep my carrier parked next to Felicity. My carrier is gonna sit in the Pleiades or in California, depending on where the action is. The CAC are an enemy in a different space game. So they are like very weird pyramid-shaped purple things which shoot lasers at you. That's the, I guess, way I would describe the CAC. But like, they're supposed to be one of the harder enemies in that game, but honestly, I don't think they were that hard. Right. Really? I didn't know that recipe, that there was some Guardian AI direction at building the Proteus site. I'm actually curious on the source of that statement, because I hadn't heard it before.
Oh, what statement? Sorry.
Reza B is saying that the Guardian AI is what is directing us, and we're building the machine. I think he's just speculating, or if there's some source to it.
Would love to see the source, to be honest.
Me too.
The only one thing I'm like remember from the Galnets is when there was the mention when Salvation uploaded himself in just with the Guardian AI or something like that, and that's it. Like a speculation that he uploaded, but something like that.
Sagittarius A star is a Guardian AI. Now that would make a pretty massive AI if that was the case. Deeper meaning of all the talents that we're gathering in from hieroglyphs? Maybe. Let's see. Sell more aluminum. How much should we sell at this point? I lost track of how many. Oh, promotion to Elite 2. I got promoted, guys. Congrats to me. For what?
Congrats.
Elite 2 in trade. Amazing.
Yay.
Who cares?
Yay!
As far as I'm concerned, ranks in the game mean absolutely nothing. They don't
I am
prove
very
anything.
excited for you.
Alright, don't prove absolutely anything. Other than you just spend a ton of time in the game, which... The ranks of the Anti-Xeno Initiative. Now those mean something because they prove that you've learned something and you've gotten better at doing something. Now that would be a better system of ranks also within the game, but...
Wow!
Fortunately, that's not how it works. I'm checking how much crap I've hauled to this point.
Too much.
Yeah, probably too much. You're right. Let's see. Community goals. 6,000 tons or 7,200, 6,000. I mean, the top 50% at 6,000. I think I will settle here. I think this is fine for me. Time to go back to the carrier. And we'll move some things around. I think this is fine in terms of a hauler config at this point. I could put a smaller power distributor on it for a little more jump range, but I don't know how much. Well, let's check that out. We'll check out how jump range looks like. Maybe there is a use of that silly 5D power distributor that I have handy. Saves me from engineering an engine focused one. Or a hauler. Alright. Recruiting warrior. That's pretty good. Very good, actually. Thargoid Hydra is no joke. Alien Words by Robert Holstock, Stephen Answer. Interesting. I should read the Elite novel books. I mean, they're probably a bit old at this point in time in terms of where the story has gone, but I'm sure there's some relevant, interesting context down there. Right now we need the carriers again. Another huge quality of life thing they could do is they should put a filter that basically says my carrier versus all carriers. Because 90% of the time I just care about my carrier.
We should be grateful they even made a special color for that.
I know, right? Better than nothing. Things that are bookmark filter. That's also a great filter to have, I agree.
Oh yeah, that would be true.
That's a great point.
I mean, you usually also can bookmark your own carrier or
Estimated
bookmark
completion
other
of this
people's carrier.
CG in 3 days and 13 hours. 3 days.
So it will be like almost a week out of 4.
Yeah, they're gonna extend this thing. Almost guaranteed. I'd be so surprised
Like,
if it
with two more tiers, like excessive numbers.
Yeah. Going
And
to
it's gonna
500
mean,
million.
and it's gonna
300
mean
something.
people who want to stay in the 75% here will need to keep dropping stuff.
Yeah. And there's
It will be like a pyramid, to be honest.
and there's 16,640 people who have signed up.
Oh god.
Pretty much everyone in the game. The
I
previous
mean,
one
it is...
had
No, it is extra cargo.
16,300. Pretty much.
Well, for now, it will be the only possible like way to make Panther Clipper just to carry 1,300 tons.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I gotta transfer some stuff. Hey, Sawdust. It's been a while. How are you? What's my bling bling Google superstar? I wanted to transfer some of the cargo racks I had shipped around here. This one. Okay, I think we're done here, so I think it's time to go back home. Home being the Pleiades Zoo. A bunch of cosmetics in the ship. Oh, you mean my dashboard bling bling? Yeah, no, every one of my ships has a dashboard bling bling. It's like what makes it feel like mine and recognizable also as well. Like, plus, if you make a video or anything like that, you can, again, there's no issues in recognizing who this is. But the livery and our stuff varies. Like, I was in XSF livery, like the black uniform, when I was doing combat down in the Pleiades about an hour and a half ago. Now I've changed into a more civilian outfit with ZPG gold and actual decals out here. As we have some pretty strict standards in Xenostrike Force as far as uniforms are concerned. Alright, now we can refuel tritium. 82 tons. We dumped the previous 83, so... Alright, folks, and with that, and we're heading back to the Pleiades. I think that wraps our stream for today. Thank you for cheering me on. Thank you for your faith, for the 60% who bet with me. And also, thank you for the challenge, for the 40% who bet against me in the poll of whether this was going to succeed or not. I'm glad it did. It makes for a cool experience and maybe a fun story. And certainly something that will hopefully be somewhat remembered as the highest stakes fight in the history of Elite, to date at least. And possibly one of the most, actually the most cargo carried while killing a Hydra, for sure, to date. Crusader versus Hydra is too easy. It wouldn't be interesting. Again, I could do it. I could do it so easily that. But there will be more hard AX things on the radar. And again, there's work coming out for next week. We have a video coming out on the so-called funny hull anacondas, which is an anaconda with 89,000 hit points and 96% thermal resistance, which is in the works. So that's going to be coming out at some point next week. We're probably going to do a trimmed down version of this video for those who couldn't be with us for a live stream today. That kind of has the video highlights, if you will. And those are sort of the two more immediate projects. And then obviously I will also do a spoilered video about the new ship that talks about the leaks that hint at what that ship is and what we know so far about the ship that is going to be the next one in the lineup. So that's it. Glory to mankind. Thank you all for joining. T8 versus Hydra I've already done. You can find it on my channel. I was the first one to do it, the world first to do it, by the way. So again, you can find that as one of the live streams, actually. Let's go hunt a Hydra in Neo 7. Thank you all for joining. Going to Mechan, over and out.